today on Divorce Court.
I'm here on divorce court today to save my marriage.
I am the one that stepped out on the relationship, but I was extremely vocal about being unhappy.
When I found out that Chris was having an affair, I felt like I had done everything wrong in our marriage, that I wasn't the person that she was looking for.
I want my wife to know that I do love her and that I know that I have made mistakes, but I want to fix our marriage and to make it better.
I believe that Chris and I could be together forever. I just need to get that trust back in her.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Chris Harris Black and Rochelle Harris Black. The two of you have been married for 3 years. You've been together for 8. You are in deep trouble. And you've come here for advice to see if I can help save this marriage or see if this thing should come to an end. I'm going to call you by your first names, if you don't mind, Chris and Rochelle, because you're both Mrs. Black, okay? So, Chris, I'm going to start with you. Tell me why we're here in divorce court today.
I'm here in divorce court today because my sex life has pretty much been non-existent. For the last 6 months. We had a thing that we call Sunday Fun Day, and I haven't had that in a while, so.
Sunday Fun Day, I like that, I like that, I like that. Now, Rochelle, Sunday Fun Day ain't any fun anymore?
It hasn't been for a while.
Do you know why?
For me, it hasn't been because Chris has been unfaithful.
So you're not comfortable being intimate with her because she's been intimate with other people?
That's correct.
Okay. When did you find out she was unfaithful to you?
This began about 4 months ago. When Chris stayed out pretty much all night.
Okay. Now, Chris, is that accurate that you have been seeing somebody else these last 4 months?
That is correct. I did have an affair over the summer.
Over the summer. So how long did it last?
Pretty much the summer, about 3 months.
3 months. So how long has it been since you ended the affair?
Maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Whoa. Can you understand that someone wouldn't want to be intimate with you when she knows you're being unfaithful to her with someone else?
I could definitely understand that, but that stopped well before the cheating came into play.
Okay, so you say the intimacy had ended before you started to cheat.
Yes.
And maybe the cheating was in response to the lack of intimacy at home?
Yes. That's basically how I felt about it, because for me, honestly, I never intended for it to be a whole entire relationship. It literally was meant to just be
satisfy
sex.
a sexual desire.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think your intimacy was not there before the affair?
I mean, we've had, tons of issues with different things throughout our relationship, finances and, caring and companionship and just communication.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, give me a list of things that everybody was upset about. Tell me what it was, like if, what don't you like? He doesn't this, he doesn't that, he doesn't, go ahead.
Well,
give me a list.
One of the big things about me that really upsets me is Rochelle doesn't have a driver's license. She grew up in a small town, so I kind of get that. She never, really needed it. She's not as cleanly as I'd like, as housewifey as I would like. I'm not trying to say I'm the tidiest person, but there are definitely things that I feel like she could be a little bit better on in that aspect. And then, definitely the sex and the intimacy. I feel like I have a high sex drive and she doesn't.
Yeah. Are you the primary breadwinner?
I guess you could say right now I am.
Well, you gotta help me out here.
We were equal partners. We were equal partners. She just recently stopped working.
She just recently stopped working. So the housewife duties should have been equally shared. Shouldn't have been her job, right?
Yes.
They should be equally shared, but I feel like I do my part and I feel like she doesn't do her part.
I got you. You do your 50, she doesn't do her 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Rochelle, what do you say about the not driving, the not working, and the not cleaning?
Well, the not driving, she's right about I grew up in a small town, didn't feel like I needed to drive, and then it became something where it was like more of fear of getting out there. So as my partner, I thought that we would work on that together. It's something that, I say that I will work on, but I also thought that she would be a little more supportive and
You know,
That's
they
about
have
it.
companies that do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just, they have people, it's the driving thing, you go to the
Yes.
little course.
Well,
I mean,
you do-
people do
you-
it at 16, so you how old are you?
34.
So, hey, it's not that deep.
Usually you have to have a car for those services. And we have the one car, and with Chris being out with whoever she wanted to be with, I
If
didn't
you're
have a
looking
car.
for an excuse, you'll find one. These
Yes.
services have their own cars because they have a parking brake on the passenger side. They don't want to use your car. They want to use their car. You just don't want to do it. So don't hide behind that. Okay, talk about the cleanliness and the sex.
Well, keeping up with the house, I do think that should be 50-50. That's just how it is. And if you're going to...
Do you do your 50? She says she does hers.
I think I do.
Before you found out about the infidelity, was your sex not life? Was she complaining about the lack of sex life?
Yes, it has probably always been an issue with us because we're just different when it comes to intimacy, period.
Okay,
Just
go ahead.
growing up and the way that I grew up, I would say we're not like a big hugging family. I just never spent a lot of time cuddling with anybody or just anything when it comes to intimacy. It's just not.
You're not comfortable with it.
Yeah, not as open.
Are you comfortable with your sexuality with another woman? I mean, I know you said you had come from a small town and you had trouble speaking about who it is you are sexually. Do you think that has leaked into, that it's not quite right? Is
Most
in the back of your
definitely.
head? Not, you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
That's what your family thinks. That's
Yes.
what everybody thinks. And not everybody, but your
Yes.
family in a small town.
Yes, I believe that was a big issue for me until a few years ago. I'm just starting to come
To get
around to
past.
being open and letting everybody know who I am. and what
Do you
I-
understand that? I assume that you were more comfortable with your sexuality earlier, and that she kind of has to be brought along in that regard because she has so many voices in her head saying you shouldn't be who you are.
I guess I could definitely see that. I've been an open book since high school as far as mine goes, so that's not really an issue with me. But like my thing is like she did kind of have her own cheating situation also, and then she did it with a guy. So
Yeah.
that was like early on in the relationship. And
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to talk about the fact that when she did cheat, she cheated with a man. Who do you think, either is it you or her, that has a hotter temper?
definitely me.
I take it you would agree with that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as you were saying, Chris, Rochelle did cheat on you, and she cheated with a guy. Why don't you explain what happened and how you found out about it?
Honestly, I found out because I guess she felt guilty. We were sitting on the couch one day watching TV, and I reached over, I guess to like kind of be intimate or hold her hand or cuddle, and I guess she just felt weird about it because she knew what she was doing, and she had told me that she had been seeing somebody.
So seeing somebody, I mean, it wasn't just a one-time incident. She was seeing
she
this
was
guy.
seeing somebody, yeah.
Rochelle, why don't you tell me what happened and why?
Well, this was about 3 years into our relationship, and I had met someone just in the neighborhood, and I was open to meeting someone new because I felt like Chris wasn't pulling her weight in our relationship as far as financially. She was working sometimes and not working other times, and I felt like everything was on me, and I was pretty upset with her then.
Okay. How long did that affair last?
About 2 months.
2 months? And you finally told her?
Yes. Well, I told her before. I told her before it was open, and I continued seeing someone else, and we were still living together then. And I continued seeing him for about 2 months. We broke up and then got back together with Chris.
Does it concern you that she cheated with a man and that aligned with her discomfort in being intimate with you? Do you have any concerns that she's not really certain about her sexuality, or that her sexuality may be broader than you believe?
It definitely concerns me. I mean, I know for the most part, I know that she's not really an intimate person. I think guy or girl, that's just not
Just
gonna
not
happen.
her.
As far as it being with a guy, I think that hurt more than it with a woman. Because at the beginning of our relationship, I did constantly have doubt on whether or not, how comfortable she was with her sexuality, you know, considering that I was an open person. I'm not, you know, in the closet by any means, you know, in my dress and my appearance or any way, you know. For me, I'm definitely an open person, and I definitely felt like the fact that it was a guy, that dug real deep. It definitely dug deeper than if it was another female.
Yeah. I understand you guys have arguments that will register on the Richter scale. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you think, either is it you or her, that has a hotter temper?
Definitely me.
I take it you would agree with that.
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to talk about that, but before we do, let me ask you this. Were you coming up light in the beginning in the financial circumstance?
It was definitely probably 60-40 in the beginning of our relationship, but I felt like I did more stuff around the house. Like I did a lot of the cooking, a lot of the, you know, the cleaning and stuff like that. I felt like I made up my difference.
Yeah. I think both of you are speaking about issues that deal with, I think I'm being taken advantage of. You're so scared of being taken advantage of that you're parsing out exactly, she does exactly 50%. Is it a little bit? Because sometimes in a marriage, it's a little bit, a whole lot of me and a little bit of him. Sometimes it's a whole lot of him and a little bit of me. And you guys seem to be weighing it all the time, which I think might be part of your problem. But having said that, I want to move forward and talk about the anger issues that you have.
Sometimes I'm scared to talk to her because she is an emotional person, and I feel like I don't want her to cry and I don't want to see her like that, so then I don't express things that I'm unhappy with.
Is lack of sex in a marriage a good reason to cheat? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Rochelle, both you and Chris say she's the one with the bad temper. Why don't you give me an example or two of the kind of anger that she displays?
Well, most recently, we had a pretty big fight when I came home after being out all night. When, you know, as far as I feel right now, we're not together. So I came home and a water bottle went flying across the room towards me. We immediately started arguing from there about where I had been or why I had been out as long as I was. And on my part, you know, Chris comes and goes as she pleases, and I don't say anything to her about it. But for me, it wasn't. I didn't get the same response from her.
You said something interesting. You say you consider yourself not together, but apparently you're living in the same house and you're married. How does that work?
Chris told me that she wanted a divorce. So to me, our relationship ended then.
The moment she said that. Chris, why don't you tell me about your anger, what sparks it, why you think it's so bad?
Honestly, my anger, I was raised in a house where yelling and screaming was the way we fix things.
Right.
Personally, with me, I guess I'm one of those people, I tend to hold everything in. And I hold it and hold it and hold it. And so when I snap, it's not just this one event that I'm snapping
It's
on.
all 90 of them.
It's 365 days of them, yeah. So I definitely think that's kind of what it is. Sometimes I'm scared to talk to her because she is an emotional person, and I feel like I don't want her to cry and I don't want to see her like that, so then I don't express things that I'm unhappy with.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I told my husband. I said, don't let the tears stop you. I can think through the cry. I mean, and if you say something that hurts my feelings and I start crying, don't get back, don't cry. He used to say, don't cry. And I was like, look, I'm gonna cry. You can still talk to me and I can still talk to you, but don't be scared of the tears. Let her go through it. You know, they're not acid. They won't burn. They'll just do that. Rochelle, are you hard to talk to? Is it difficult for you to have a conversation about uncomfortable things?
It's difficult for me to express those things too because I do cry. I am very emotional, and I'm getting teary just thinking about, you know, some of the conversations that we've had.
Well, now let me tell you what I learned after I had that conversation with my husband. I learned if I take something in, let it let it flush all the way through me, I can broach it at another time. And I have a responsibility to do that. That if I'm going to have an emotional and if I'm going to be upset, I have a responsibility to re-engage after I've digested it, felt what I had to feel, and come back. That's not solely his job. That's my job as well. You can still cry when you're talking, but you got to be able to engage even when something hurts you. You with me?
Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So that's that. Now let's talk about why you're so hurt to begin with. How would you react to your spouse asking for a divorce? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. You do seem broken a bit. That you're very vulnerable.
Yes.
Why?
I guess in previous relationships, I never really felt completely comfortable with the way that I look or the way I dress, but I never felt like that with Chris. Like from the beginning, I always felt that I was her number one and everything that she wanted until she cheated. So, you know, I'm still kind of lost and trying to figure out what did I do wrong and, you know, what about me isn't enough?
Let me tell you about what it's like to love out of fear. It is difficult to love when you are in a constant state of fear, and I think this applies to both of you, because both of you are scared to death that you're being taken advantage of by the other. You guys have to be comfortable in who you are, and not just with your sexuality, but comfortable that, hey, I can love completely and fully without reservation, without weighing the scales all of the time to make sure that everything is 50-50, knowing that should this relationship end, I will not end. I can live through it, I can be competent, and so you have to come to a person not as a half a person, but as a whole person. And a whole person who knows they can be fine even if the relationship ends. And I don't think either one of you are there yet. I really don't think that you're there. If I were you, I would go get help being more comfortable being who you are. Not just sexually, but just comfort in, hey, I'm cool, I'm good if I don't have anybody. I'm straight and I'm fine and I can come to you, and if I got to carry the weight for a hot minute, ain't gonna bother me because I know I'm not being taken advantage of and I'm not frightened of it. And if I find that eventually that it's not working out, I can say something about it. We can fix it, and I'm not less of a person. It doesn't define who you are. And I think you still got a little of that too. You're comfortable in your sexuality, but you're scared about being vulnerable. And you can't love fully unless you're fully accessible, and you can't be fully accessible unless you're willing to be vulnerable. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I would recommend to the two of you. I've got somebody I want you to talk to when you leave here to help you on that journey, but you clearly need to see somebody about your fears in general, that fear of driving, all of that. Fear will kill you.
Yeah.
Just kill you dead. So, you hear me?
Yeah.
Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
The judge talked to me today about my fears and the things, trust issues that we have. So I think what I'm going to do is go to counseling on my own and try to work on those fears, and I'll also be trying to work on getting my license.
The judge pointed out to me that I'm afraid of the tears. I definitely will work on my communication with my wife and being a little more vocal with her, and not being so scared of her crying. That maybe it's a good thing that she's crying because, you know, I'm expressing myself to her and, you know, not taking it as she's upset or sad.
Today on Divorce Court.
I want Devarius to step up and be a man.
Communication between me and Latoya is not so good. It's like her way or the highway.
I think his mama is jealous because She ain't got no man. I look way better than her. And she just do too much.
When it comes to my mother, I put my mom first before I put Latoya first, because that's my mom. She took care of me, she birthed me, she bathed me.
I'm tired of being second place to your mama, your friends. I'm just second place to everybody.
I really don't see myself being with Latoya for the rest of my life. It's too stressful. I'm not trying to die.
His name is tattooed on me, so yeah, I am gonna be his wife.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Devarius Greaves Brown and Ms. Latoya Ward. The two of you have been together for 6 years, engaged for the last 2. You have 3 children together, but you don't know if you're going to make it, so you've come here to see me. Mr. Brown, I'm going to start with you. Y'all look sharp today, by the way. Like they're matching. Mm-hmm. Got the hot pink and the. I could never get my husband to wear hot pink with me. But Mr. Brown, why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here today?
Okay, I'm here today to get help. Latoya has got me fired from 2 jobs for the simple fact that she thought I was talking to other women.
So what did she do? How did she get you fired?
She'll call the job back to back to back. And my boss got agitated with the whole fact that she kept calling. So she was like, I can't do this no more. You gotta leave, you know?
How did you lose the other job?
The other job, I was taking, well, all of it was me, her, and 2 other females was working at this job together. And she came to the job and just went berserk because she thought I was talking to the other girl. And eventually, we both got fired from that job.
Mrs. Ward, do you go crazy, call a man's job, worrying about what he's doing while he's there?
Yes.
How you gonna mess with your money like that?
Because he didn't tell you that one of his stalker girlfriends was working at the pizza place.
Oh, okay. So,
And I came up there to fight her and him. And was gonna fight everybody in there because he caught herself breaking up with me for like 2 weeks to go and be with her. And she was playing on my phone, telling me that, oh, they finna move together. And like I told her, you gonna always be a reject because he only contacts you when he's upset with me. And things are not going good at home.
Now, Mr. Brown, you left out the part where you left her for 2 weeks to go out with the co-worker. You didn't tell me that part.
No, that's not true. The girl started working at the job, and I told her, at least I kept it real and said, okay, this girl work here now. So she don't come down, oh, you ain't tell me this girl work here.
I got you, told you, and then but acted a fool anyway.
Right.
Now, I understand, Ms. Ward, you believe he got some other woman pregnant. Tell me about that.
Some people had passed away. We went to a wake. So when we went to the wake, he was supposed to go in, pay his respects, and come out, and let me go in and do the same thing. He stayed in there forever. I seen this girl when she pulled up. She waited for her friends. They went in, they came out. She must have spotted him because she came out, sat on top of the car, and waited for him to come out. When he came out, she took off and went and headed towards him. He went this way, she came back, went around. But by the time she got around our car, I had opened up the car door, like, yeah, I'm here, what's up?
For what? For what, though?
So,
Which would scare anybody.
when she saw me,
For what?
but when she saw me, she went back and tapped her homegirls to bring them with her. So I got out the car, walked over to him, and told him, let's go. Because we at a funeral home, and I don't care nothing about these people out here crying or being sad, because if they walk up to me and say anything, it's going to go down right here.
See?
So
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
So when we got
that is
in the
very
car,
embarrassing.
he was like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? So I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. I'm like, nothing. He kept on nagging at me. So I'm like, okay, so you want to know what's wrong with me? Tell me why is a pregnant girl walking up to you. She don't got nothing to say to you. What is she walking up to you for? And is that your baby she pregnant with? Because when we seen her, she was not pregnant. If she was, I did not know. So how I know he didn't get her pregnant?
Really?
She got out the gate on that one.
So that is why I overreacted. So then after the wake, he was going to hang out in the neighborhood. If you wasn't going to meet her or meet up with her to find out why she big and pregnant, why she walking up to you, you wouldn't have left me and the kids home. You would have took us with you. So he getting all upset because I'm snapping about why she pregnant. He driving the car like a fool, running red lights, swerving in and out of cars. I'm like, don't drive like that with my kids in the car. So, and just went to cursing and going on and on. So when we get to the car, he get out the car, leave me in the car to go up 3 flights of stairs with a little bitty baby and a baby that can't really walk up the stairs.
I do everything
so
myself when she ain't done.
He got out the car, standing, oh, get it out my car, this and that, whatever. Okay, so I'm sitting there. I'm sitting, I ain't gonna move. If I'm sitting in the car, you wanna go. If I'm sitting here, you ain't gonna go. So he took off walking. So when he came back to get in the car, there was no tag on the car. I had took the tag off the car, thinking he wasn't gonna drive the car with no tag. He drove the car anyway. Okay, so you go to this funeral tomorrow with no tag on your car.
This girl hood. What kind of...
Do you care to respond? I'm not altogether sure what she said. Do you have something you need to say, or?
No, she just crazy.
I gotcha. Yeah. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about the time that she packed up all your stuff and threw your stuff and you out.
I told him to answer his video chat, and I took his shirt and a lighter and told him that since he don't want to come get his stuff, watch me set it on fire. And
But she wanted me to go through all this though.
And he hung up the video chat. And then after all
did you expect him to stay on and watch it? So, Mr. Brown, tell me about her throwing you out.
That throwing me out has happened plenty of times. She take all my stuff, pack it up. Oh, get out. Okay, I'm finna get out. So I get my stuff. I'm getting ready to walk to the door. Guess what? She in front of the door. Where you going at? What is you talking about? You just told me to leave, so why I can't leave?
Why can't I go?
She wanna argue and fuss and all this stuff. Well, I'm trying to leave. You just told me to leave, so why I can't leave?
How often does she put you out? You see,
anytime she get mad or she think I'm cheating.
Is it like once a month? Is it biannually?
Bi-mentally.
Oh, yeah. Ms. Ward, explain to me when, why, and how you put Mr. Brown out.
I physically packed his stuff one time, and that was after this funeral situation. Mm-hmm. He decided he wasn't gonna come back.
After showing out like that?
He wasn't gonna come back. So after the funeral, he still ain't come back. He didn't come back for, I'm gonna say, maybe a month and a half. He was acting like he was gonna come back, then he'll do something that'll make me mad. So I told him to answer his video chat, and I took his shirt and a lighter and told him that since he don't want to come get his stuff, watch me set it on fire. And
But she wanted me to go through all this though.
And he hung up the video chat. And then after all
did you expect him to stay on and watch it? But go ahead.
And then after that, I say maybe the next day or the day after, he came right back. But it's just the point. If you're gonna be there, be there. I shouldn't have to act stupid for you to come. Or the kids shouldn't have to fall all on the floor, hyperventilating. I want my daddy, this and that. Because when they go aggravating me, that's when I start doing stupid stuff to aggravate him so he can come back. Because they sit there, when is my daddy coming back? When is my daddy coming back? Can you call my daddy? No, I don't want to talk to your daddy because if he wanted to talk to us, he would be here with us. And then when I get on the phone, my baby like, Mommy, you on the phone with my daddy? No, I'm on the phone with my new boyfriend. Mommy, I'm telling my daddy.
And she brag about this stuff though. She brag about it.
I can't win for losing.
Brag about it.
So if the kid's nagging at me, I'm nagging at him.
Why didn't you come back at all?
Came back for the simple fact of my kids, even if they with me, they ask for her. And I get agitated of hearing that, so I just, okay, come on, kids, let's go see mommy.
And if sometime you want to come home and bring a little sanity into the home.
Right.
Or does that never happen?
I try.
You try. Now, I understand, Ms. Ward, that you want Mr. Brown to be a stay-at-home dad. So you and Mr. Brown, you say she makes it impossible. So I want to understand just what's going on. I understand that a huge issue in your union is his mother.
Yes.
Since we're talking about her, let's meet her.
Oh,
She lying. She lying. She lying.
Would you stay in an unhappy relationship to keep your family together? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Ms. Board, explain to me why you want Mr. Brown to be a stay-at-home dad.
because he need to see how it feel. I
don't
understand
mind.
that it
I
might
don't
not
mind.
be a right thing because we both need to work.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that I might not make enough money, but it's just the point. I'm not quitting my job. He can go back to work, but I'm not quitting my
She
job.
want me to go back now.
Your job as stay-at-home mom.
I quit that.
Oh, you quit that. Now you're working.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Now
want
she
him to
only
be a
work.
stay-at-home dad.
Yes.
Because,
I don't feel he's gonna last long.
what do you mean he's not gonna last
He's
long?
not gonna
Are you
last
sure?
long. I don't think he won't be able to be a stay-at-home dad for a whole year. He won't, because all he does is the kids, when I be like, I'm finna go to work, they be like, no, mommy, don't leave us here, because daddy finna go outside and we gonna have to stay in the house and he gonna be outside with his friends.
First of all-
So the kids don't even want him to stay at home with them anyway. They rather for him to go to work and me stay at home.
So why do you want him to stay at home?
I was just
Kids
doing
don't
it.
want him. He don't want it.
He never
You say he ain't any good
he
at
never
it.
said that he didn't want to do it. I was only saying it to see how long, what he do it and how long he would last. He make more money than me. My finances, me working is not gonna get us nowhere anyway.
Which makes the
It
Don't
was
need to get
desire
it
to
made
have
no
him to be a
sense.
stay-at-home dad even that much more ridiculous.
it was
It made no sense
how
from the
can I
get-go.
put this?
You don't want him out in the public with women. That's
Yeah, you
what
right.
you
No, at all.
You're right.
You want him at
At
home
all.
so he doesn't talk to anybody. Mr. Brown, why don't you tell me how you feel about that?
I don't mind being a stay-at-home dad. Within the last job I had before I became a stay-at-home dad, like I said, I made enough money. I was working 10 plus hours a day. And I come home, try to get me a peace of mind, then go in with the kids and her, whatever. And that don't seem to work, because as soon
Right.
as I get home, babe, I need this, come do this, da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
Right.
I just got home. I walk all day, I walk. And it's tiring.
Right, right. I understand that a huge issue in your union is his mother.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me what the problem is?
Okay, she always in our business, for one. She been in our business before this lady even laid her eyes on me. When she found out he had a girlfriend that was older than him and already had kids, she was against the whole thing. She didn't even meet me until I was pregnant with our first child. And
Which is how long after you were together?
About 4 months.
about 4 months. I'm not an ordinary girlfriend.
What?
At all. At all. At all. At all. At all.
Explain to me the most problematic thing that has occurred as a function of her interference.
Her mouth.
What did she say? What's the
Everything.
worst argument you had?
Okay, we can start with her worrying about what I'm eating, how I'm spending money. She's upset with me because I want to eat high-end, and she doesn't like the fact that I'm spending her son money on high-end restaurants and fine
Spending our
clothing.
money, the family money.
Yeah, because his money is my money, so it's our money, whether I work for it or
Not technically. But
and
if you
she
wanna say.
feels that if I want to spend up all his money, then I need a job. Okay, and if you feel I need a job, then you should be paying for daycare so your grandkids can go to school, and then I can work. Then I can spend my money and his money. That would make it better for me.
you
Or better
serious?
yet, you can give us some money and I can spend her money and stay at home and keep my kids.
Mr. Brown, do you feel caught in the middle of your woman and your mother?
I do. My mother is my mama. You know, she raised me from a baby, birthed me, took care of me when I was sick. You know, she just want what's best for me. you know?
Right.
And that's my wife, soon to be, hopefully.
Gotcha. Well, since we're talking about her, let's meet her.
Oh, Jesus.
lying. She lying. She lying. She lying.
Okay, I got it. She lying. We're gonna figure out what she's lying about.
Would you marry someone if your mother disapproved? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Ms. Greaves, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you tell me your perspective on this union?
My perspective is that my son wants to do very good for himself, which is what I want. She's irresponsible. She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. He wants to go to college, and there's things that he wants to do. She manipulates him. He's scared of her, probably because she's tall and he's short. And she doesn't want him out of his sight. That's the problem. The job in terms of the restaurant that she got him fired at, she would get his cell phone and call the phone numbers. Oh, did you call my man? Did you call my man? To the point where he got fired. And there's things he wants to do, and she doesn't want him because she's insecure. She's insecure because all the relationships that previously that she's actually had, obviously, the men never worked. They made quick money. He wants to work. He's a good man. I raised him to be a man and to take care of his responsibility.
Right,
yes,
man.
when he actually got with her, because I'm a single parent, when he got with her, when you take a woman, you take the children. I understand that. However, don't come into a relationship lying. She came in lying. He thought she had one child. Come to find out, she had 4 children. So it's like, okay, so where the father's at? You want my son to sit here and help you, then you're on child support. She wants my son to marry her so that he can help pay her child support. Unacceptable. That's your responsibility.
Okay, first off, let me get you straight. If we want to get married today tomorrow, honey, we're gonna get married because one thing about it, that's mine.
No.
I already done told you he's my man and I ain't going nowhere. Girl, whatever, because like I said, you fake. You see him saying your grandkids, he has responsibilities. What do you do besides try to meddle in somebody's business? You need to get a man of your own.
Stop.
You need to get a man of your own because from my understanding, for the last 6.5 years that we have been together, I have seen her. She just previously got a man. So before she got that man,
she didn't have a man. He found me.
She has not had a man since Jesus died on the cross. And
when was that? When the last time you went to church? What you know about Jesus?
One thing about it, like I said, she can't do for him
Joe,
what I
would you
can
like
do.
to go over there and calm everybody down? Obviously, we are in the smack dab in the middle of some hot ghetto ratchet mess.
No, because she's ghetto and ratchet.
And there's no way in the world I can conclude this matter under these circumstances. And I just don't have the time, so I'm going to adjourn this session, and we are going to have to return on another day to find out just what the heck is going on with you people. This matter is adjourned.
It got so bad one time to the fact that my son had to be in the hospital because she was driving him crazy to the point where he had to be hospitalized and she had to be banned from the hospital.
My 4-year-old comes back home and say, "Oh, mommy, I was told that you're a bad mommy.
Not true.
Daddy is a bad daddy."
Your mom moved the truck, so now I'm gonna just cut the tires. So now you can't move. Insecure.
Ms. Ward, you run fully and completely on your emotions, and you frighten me with that. Today on Divorce Court.
Cheddar race is crazy. My clothes torn up, truck scratched up.
If you weren't doing what you was doing, I wouldn't be enraged. I'd be my sweet, humble self.
She don't respect my privacy. She's always going through my phone or riding down the street trying to figure out where I'm at.
How can you invade a married person's privacy?
She asked me was I cheating. I went ahead and told her yeah.
He wanna have this chick, that, that, this, that.
So why would I throw 21 years down the drain? Because I messed up for a few months. Might as well just keep it going.
He told me he married me because God told him. So if God told you, why we in divorce court today?
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Charity Griffin and Dante Griffin. Mr. and Mrs. Griffin, you have been together for 21 years, married for the last 2.5, but you do not want to be married anymore. Ms. Griffin, upon your departure, you are seeking $700 for a broken cell phone, and you are countersuing for $1,500 in car damage and $100 for a broken statue. I can't wait to hear about that. But before we get there, Ms. Griffin, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here today?
Your Honor, we're here because I've been with my husband for 21 years. He's my childhood sweetheart, and my husband has been living a double life. One example is, well, Christmas time was coming, so Mr. Griffin called and asked, are you going shopping for the kids? Why are you asking me am I going shopping for the kids? So he didn't come home till 6 o'clock that night, dropping off presents, telling me to wrap the presents up. So he left, he was gone. He didn't come back until Christmas Day at 6 a.m., all distant from me, the children, the kids opening up their present. We give him his present, he just grabs it and put it down as if he was just somebody that was there. He didn't care at all. Another example is my husband, he graduated from welding school. I'm proud of him, happy for him, so I wanted to give him a surprise graduation party. So I tell his friends, the ones that I know about, and when he comes to the house, he's acting like a male diva. I mean, he's acting crazy, Your Honor, because his friends are at the house. So he said, you want to have a party? I'm going to give you a party. He disappears. 2 hours, Your Honor, come back and still have attitude. You know, kind of distant with his friends. But he said his excuse was because I didn't invite the people who he went to school with. Who does that? On our anniversary, my husband returns home at 11 o'clock in the morning with flowers and candy and balloons. And then he sends me a text message saying, I know you have an attitude. I wanted you to have an attitude, but we're going to start off fresh. We're going to start off new. But what's the problem? What's the issue? What's the issue, Dante?
Okay. Mr. Griffin, you can start with any one of those 3 stories and give me your side of it.
Well,
you got the Christmas Eve, the
as far as the Christmas Eve, Your Honor, I mean, yeah, I did my daddy Santa thing. I did take the gifts to the house, but even then, I wasn't even staying at the house much. So when I did take the gifts by, I spent some time there. But every time I'm at the house, she's always invading my privacy. She's going through my phone. She's going through my truck. Even just for one time, I'm staying at the house early morning. She wakes me up at 5 in the morning. She took my fingerprint and opened my phone and went through my phone to check and see what's going on. So after that, she's throwing cupcakes in my face, telling me to get out the house. When she does that, I ask for my keys so I can leave. So she threw my keys out the back door. I go to the back door to get my keys out the backyard. She locked me in the backyard like I'm a dog. So we have a fence back there in the back. She tells me to leave the house, and so she said if I'm going to leave, I have to jump the fence. Look, I'm not a tall guy. So by the time I find some tires or something to stand up to jump this fence, I jump the fence and get to the front yard. There she is, tearing my clothes up. And not only that, if I'm gonna have a party, if I'm just graduating from welding school, don't invite my other friends. Let me invite these guys that I graduated welding school with. She didn't invite none of them. None of them were there. We already had plans. That's why I disappeared for 2 hours. Yeah, I left and went to the guys that I just graduated with. But she just tried to go ahead and do the plans that she wanted to do, the things I'm gonna like it. I didn't like it. So therefore, I was gone.
What do you think he's doing when he's not at home?
Yeah, living a double life. He's living a double life. He says that I go through his phone doing the touch ID. Well, if I don't, I wouldn't know nothing. When I did, Your Honor, this is what I found out. I went through my husband's phone. My son's birthday was the day before. I was a little distant from him, so I'm feeling bad.
Let's let Mr. Griffin take a look at that so he have an opportunity to explain what happened there. Just keep talking while he's reading.
It was my son's birthday. So I felt a little distant from him, so I felt bad. So the next morning I get up, I said, okay, I'm gonna give my husband some special attention. So I said, but before I give him some special attention, let me see all the suspicions that I've been thinking about is true.
Hang on. Tell me what what was going on that day. Could you bring me back the evidence that she had?
I don't remember writing
explain what was
at
going
that point in time when I did do that text message. I thought it was her. I didn't know who was texting my phone.
You thought it was her?
I was asleep. I was sleep texting. I didn't know. All I saw was good night, baby. I don't know.
Where were you sleeping?
I was at the house with her. I was on the couch.
So you were on the couch, so you thought she was texting you, good night, baby. I'm sorry I fell asleep. Good night, love you too. Call me if I'm locked out of the car.
I was sleeping.
You thought that was
That's a lie.
But she's always going through my phone. I don't know what she found. Even though I had a friend. The guy used to be my friend, and I found out she done tried to befriend him and try to find out things about me that the lady, you know something about this other lady that I was seeing. Yeah, I told her when she found out I was cheating. I told her I was cheating. You know what I'm saying? I didn't deny it.
That's a lie. You did not tell me. I found out
Once you found out, I didn't deny it.
I found out.
Hey. So you were admitting to one cheat, but you told her about it, and that was it.
Yeah, and that was it. So she tried to befriend one of my friends and tried to find out more information, and this guy was the one that even hooked me up with the lady.
I see the road we're on. Let's try to find out how we got on the road, who this side chick is, and how long she lasted.
My husband smashed my phone.
Let me see the phone.
When he believes that me and his friend was having an affair. I did not have an affair with his friend. Did his friend confirm everything that I was talking about? Yes.
So, Ms. Griffin, we understand that there was a side chick. I'm not quite sure how he says he admitted to it. You say you busted him. You tell me your story, then I'll get yours.
Okay, that night, he was asleep. My husband, he sleeps very hard. So I grabbed his hand and put his hand on the phone, and it came open. The first thing I saw was, good night, baby. I love you. I saw, I love you, and it crushed me. I said, but before I go any further, I'm gonna go to Facebook and see if she a thought. The name matched, you know, it matched the phone, well, the number that I put in social media.
Oh, and the pictures led you to believe that she was engaged in thought-like behavior.
But she does that all the time.
She admitted, me going through the messages, she admitted that she's in love with a married man.
Mr. Griffin, do you know the thought about whom we speak?
I know the person that she's speaking about, which it was a lady that I was dealing with, and which I gotta tell you, when she did bust me, I did admit to it. But she always,
hang on.
She always does this.
How long were you with this side chick?
For a few months.
And had you not been busted, would you not have admitted to it, and would you have continued to see her?
I probably would have, but once the time I did get busted, I was relieved of it. I'm not gonna say I was, because I was tired, because it was like you said, I was living a double life. I'm back and forth from this house to this house. This house.
Now, Mr. Griffin, let me ask you a question. How come? Was it just she was available? Has she been running after you? Were things not good at home? Give me a reason why.
Well, she's just always so predictable. Every time I mean, there's nothing, she didn't change it. Now she looks different. She started to change a lot of things. She didn't do her hair. She didn't do her nails. She would sit at the house all the time. She was just so predictable. There have been times where I wouldn't even have to call home from work and ask her what she's doing or where she's at. Because I know she's at the house sitting there, either taking a nap, playing on an electronic device, or watching TV, or just sitting there.
Okay, so I got you. Now, Ms. Gray does nothing, and I mean nothing, excuses what he did. But what he's telling me is that things just got monotone at the crib, that you were no longer engaged in loving one another, you were just kind of living together. Did you allow the marriage to become mundane and uninteresting, and do you see how that might lead to, though nothing justifies it, a failure on his part?
Nothing justifies it. Just as well as he's saying I was predictable, so was Mr. Griffin. But he's barely at home. He's barely at home. He would rather hang out with his friends instead of being a husband to his wife and being a father to his children. It was just me.
Yeah.
If I talk to him, it's attitude.
Because she don't talk to me. She always got questions. It's
Your
always,
Honor,
who,
I can't
what,
even ask my
just
husband
any
how was
question.
his
Who, what,
day.
when, why, where.
How was
She
your
always
day?
got a question.
Gotcha.
And I'm not the type of person, I don't like to be questioned. You got to talk to me, tell me what you need. I'm going to make it happen.
How was your
Okay,
day?
I think I see
Even
what's
as far
happening
as
here.
that-
And I think I see what's happening here. I want to bring up one more major issue before we devolve into this argument, and that is about how you two address raising your daughter, and then we'll figure out where we go from there.
But my son being rebellious, he did it anyway. Mr. Griffin comes home, he shaves our son's head, not just shave it, bald.
He wanted to be grown, so I gave him the George Jefferson haircut.
How would you react to your partner cheating out of boredom? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
You say he's too strict. Why don't you tell me why you believe that?
One example, Your Honor, our son, he had asked me one night, Mom, can I get a tattoo? He said, I'll get your name on it. No, because we previously discussed one time, you know, while the kids are at home, they are not allowed to get a tattoo. But my son, being rebellious, he did it anyway. Mr. Griffin comes home, he shaves our son's head, not just shave it, bald. He had plugs, like 4 or 5 plugs in his head.
He just jacked up his hair.
Yes.
He jacked up his hair. Mr.
Yes.
Griffin, why don't you tell me your
Because that's how
version.
these kids are. You know what I'm saying? His whole thing is his hair. You know what I'm saying? You know how these kids got the little, their hair. You know, so what I did, even before the barbershop movie came, he wanted to be grown, so I gave him the George Jefferson haircut.
Your Honor.
You gotta give him points for ingenuity, don't you think?
I
tried to try something different.
I agree with him, totally.
I want him to go and have his tattoo removed. Because just like he said, he told her about the tattoo before he even got it. So why she'd even mention it to me before he went and got it? Therefore, I could have been on him before he went and made that decision, go and be rebellious and do it.
I also understand that there's an issue with respect to your daughter.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay.
So I can have an overview of the problem.
Okay, like I said, Mr. Griffin, he is extremely strict. Our daughter, she was on the phone talking to a boy, and Mr. Griffin, he takes her phone, and he also takes the hinges off the door. So she's a girl. I mean, if you want to take something out, just take the knob off. Don't take the whole door off. Down. Okay, so I understand.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Griffin. Was there a rule in place that you can't talk to a boy?
Yes, my children know how I am. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I didn't want my daughter having contact with boys at this point. So yeah, I took her phone. So as me taking her phone, so if I take one electronic device, why do you feel free that you should go ahead and use another? So I pay the bills in my house. So I bust through the door, and you know what I'm saying, here she is on the iPad, still socializing with these kids, with these boys, whatever. So yeah, I took the hinges off the door. I paid for the door.
Girls gonna talk to boys behind the parents' back
let me say this. I've got no holler for Mr. Griffin because he's a philanderer.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm behind him on that. And let me tell you why. You set a rule. The rule is what the rule is. I'm one device taken. I wouldn't take the devices out of the room. I just take the plug so you can see the device, but can't use it. You see what I'm saying? I've taken out beds, dressers, I've taken doors off. I believe that when you're in my house, you do what I say. I'm not hitting you, I'm not popping you, but I ain't giving you nothing so you can mess up on my watch. You want to mess up at 18? Have at it. But when you in my crib, you go by my rules. I'm feeling him on that. So now we got to get to the money and call this thing a day.
Should partners have full access to each other's electronic devices? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Ms. Griffin, you are seeking $700 for a broken phone. Why don't you tell me how it got broken and why you believe he owes you $700 for it?
Your Honor, my husband smashed my phone.
Let me see the phone.
When he believes that me and his friend was having an affair. I did not have an affair with his friend. Did his friend confirm everything that I was talking about? Yes.
I got you. Mr. Griffin, why don't you tell me why you're seeking $1,600, $1,500 for car damage and $100?
Because she scratched up my truck. She also broke my statue. I have a video of for my truck. She not only just scratched it with a key, she went down the side of it with a brick. And I didn't have any type of damages on it. That statue, that was
so
something...
all of this is the damage that she did. Do I have a video here? You said you had a video?
Yes, ma'am.
You better be happy.
Now,
See, this is what she did. She did one long scratch all the way from the front of my truck all the way to the back. You see the scratch right there? If you follow it, it go all the way. She didn't stop. Then she ain't no regular scratcher. She don't deal with no key. She took a brick. And I guess that's how she got the dents in it. She took a brick and scratched it all the way down there and hit my door with it.
Lord. And the statue, what happened? Oh, she just broke the brother in half.
Yeah, she just broke my statue in half. That statue meant something to me. It came from a dead relative, and I liked my statue. I love my statue. She broke
Ms.
it.
Griffin, did all that occur?
I didn't intentionally do it. It was...
How can you... She threw my statue on the hood of my car. It probably got dents in it, too.
Because it's a symbol of our last name.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Let me tell you two something. I'm so glad you're getting a divorce.
Thank you.
He is not at all interested in your well-being. He's interested in his well-being. And I hope that you can co-parent meaningfully. And when I say co-parent meaningfully, I mean you have to discuss the issues that you have and make decisions like, not I am the king and my word goes, but to discuss, this is your idea, this is my idea. I know when to come forward and back up. Sometimes I back up and let my husband handle it. Sometimes he lets me come forward and handle it. There are two parents for a reason. There's a yin and yang to it. Don't just big-foot it. You know what I mean? Two-foot it. So I will give you that. I am not going to give either one of you any money because I am quite sure you both did damage to each other in great store and great extent from beginning to end. And I so hate to reward a cheater's behavior. You ought not have scratched his car. You ought not have broke his phone. I don't know how much it's worth because anybody bring me an invoice. I know it all happened, but I'm going to call it a wash. It was an ugly thing, but I hope tomorrow that you have a better future that involves two people who can co-parent children in a meaningful and loving way. So glad you're divorced. This matter is adjourned.
If the divorce is what's happened, it is what it is. We'll have to just co-parent with our children.
I love Nante. I'm sorry I was regular. I'm sorry I was predictable. But the only thing you had to do was talk to me and not shut me out. We wouldn't be where we at today. You said you loved me. You should have loved me harder. But I love me better.
Today on Divorce Court.
I want the judge to tell Delisha to stop playing Candy Crush, clean up a little more around the house, and learn how to cook.
I'm a little lazy, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see it being a problem because I do other stuff.
I feel like I bring home the bacon and she's at home playing games off her tablet.
I spend a lot of time playing games on my tablet, but I still do my part.
I work all day long, and after I get home, I have to work some more.
I love Rudy, and I want to be with him forever, but I want the judge to tell Rudy to stand up and be a man and start taking care of me.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Delisha Gully and Rudy Miller. The two of you have been together for 11 years, married for the last 7, but you are in trouble now. You don't have any children together, but you do have children from a previous relationship. Ms. Gully, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here today?
First of all, I want to say that I am a huge fan of yours.
Why, thank you, Ms. Gully. I appreciate that. I do. It won't help her, so don't worry about it.
But I'm finna tell you why I'm here today.
Okay.
I'm an angry wife crying for help to save my marriage.
All right.
And I'm just having problems with his family. He put his family before me.
Give me a story about the family that shows that he's putting his family before you.
Okay, one time I slipped up and called one of his family members a bitch. But she says something to piss me off. Mm-hmm. And me and him got into it about it because he felt like I shouldn't have said that. Which I understand, because if it were one of my family members, I would have got mad too.
Generally, it's not a good thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I apologize, but at the end of the day, I had got into it with another family member.
Uh-huh.
And we ended up getting into it because I was into it with that family member.
Okay.
And she tried to check me about something that he did. Mm-hmm. And I confronted her about it.
So now, does your family not like her?
Well, they do like her, but when she's yapping at the mouth, they don't like her.
Yeah. Now, does she have a habit of yapping?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
No, that's
Tell me.
right.
Hang on. Does she go around checking and charging and carrying on? Is that it, or is it just when she does go off? It's very deep.
Yeah, it's very deep when she does go off. Very, very deep.
Very, very deep.
Yeah.
How deep is it?
6 feet deep. You want?
6 feet.
I was looking for a story.
All right.
Anything you can tell me about?
Yeah, I say this incident one time. We went to go stay with one of my family members, and things escalated real bad. She said I doesn't stand up for her, but I try to be the peacemaker. Mm-hmm. So I can't. I don't want to.
Trying to be the peacemaker.
I don't want to choose sides. So she's in the background yapping at the mouth. Yap. So I try to calm her down.
Your wife.
Hang on. Hey. Let him finish.
She's yapping at the mouth. I try to calm her down. First thing she says, "Oh, you taking up for your family? I'm not trying to take up for my family. I'm trying to calm you down. You the ones doing all the
talking.
The talking, yes.
Now, Miss Gully, just take a moment. Let the peace just wash over you. Do you have a tendency to go hard at people when you get angry?
No, it's not that I'm going hard at people. It's just when somebody do something bad to me, like one of his family members, I was staying with one of his family members.
Right.
She felt like I owe her $180. But I felt like she owed me money in the past, so I felt like I ain't have to pay it. So with that being said, she took all my kids' stuff and my mama's stuff and threw it away. So I did something. It's like when somebody do something bad to me, I go back and retaliate.
Did that happen, Mr. Miller?
Yes, it did.
How do you survive? It seems like it's like open warfare between your wife and your family.
I just try to, maintain,
You seem very cool. I mean, it's like...
I'm so used to it, it's nothing I really can do, so, I just try to maintain. When they get into it, like I said, I try to be the peacemaker, so I don't want to choose sides.
Why don't you be cool, give your man that day off, so he can relax?
He's not cool, because when I get into it with them, he try to come at me, and I feel like he's taking their side.
Well, maybe it's the things you say.
But I feel like you should take my side because you married to me and not them.
Well, maybe you should come. Okay. Well, maybe you should calm down and watch what you say.
Now, Ms. Gully, are the positions you take reasonable? Just let it wash over you now.
I mean,
like I said, he can't. I mean, he's got to defend you. You're his woman and all that. But if you're unreasonable on the regular, he's put in a tough spot, don't you think?
Well, you ought to see what they do. You ought to see.
Tell me what they've done.
They done did a lot of hurtful things to me, and I feel like if I'm married to they don't let they take up for their husbands, and I feel like if I'm married to you, you should be. It says in the Bible, we at one.
Gotcha. I got you. I understand your point of view. You say that you have a problem with the number with female friends that Mr. Miller has. Why don't you tell me about that?
Okay, he had one friend. Mm-hmm. She's supposed to be a lesbian.
Uh-huh.
But I don't feel like she's a lesbian. I feel like she's just using that just to get close to him.
Okay. Now, what makes you believe that she's really after him and not really a lesbian?
Okay, one time, well, we was on the verge of getting a divorce, but we didn't get a divorce. Mm-hmm. It was when they had the $1 billion lottery.
Right.
She calls him to say, let's ride down to Pensacola and get a lottery ticket.
Right.
But if you know I'm married to him, why you say, won't you and your wife come and ride down and get a lottery ticket?
Okay, let's ask him. Did you ride down to Pensacola to get a lottery ticket with some woman that wasn't your wife?
We never rode because, you know, the incident, you know. When she found out, she went through my phone, she seen the text, she came to me about it. So, you know, we never
You never
rode.
went down
We
there?
never,
But
no.
were you planning to roll down to Pensacola?
Yeah, we was planning to roll, to go to Pensacola. But my thing is, why do you think this lesbian is trying to come on to me?
I still haven't seen any signs of him, her trying to pilfer your man. So I'm gonna move off of that. The next thing I want to talk about is the gambling addiction you say your wife has. Miss Gully, did you tell the man you can cook and you can't?
I never said I could cook. I said I knew how to cook, but I ain't tell him what.
And you didn't say it was any good. You just said you could do it.
It was any good. I just said I knew how to cook.
Mr. Miller, you say your wife has a gambling addiction. Why don't you tell me why you believe that?
Oh man, I gave her like $200 to go get her hair done.
Uh-huh.
And when that day came for her to go get her hair done, guess what? She just took the $200 and blew it at the casino.
At the casino.
There's one time she hit for $1,200 and played it back like it was no problem.
So she made $1,200 and gave it right back.
And like it was no problem.
How often does she go to the casino?
I said she probably go 2 times a month. I know 2 times a week, but it's probably like 6 hours when she.
6 hours when she goes?
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Gully, do you think you have a gambling problem?
On that, I don't have a gambling problem.
Okay.
I go once a week, and for the $1,200 I won and played it back, I did not play that money back.
I have pictures.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send you over there to get the picture. You tell me. You didn't play that money back. What happened to it?
I played half of it back, but I didn't play the money back. I didn't play the money back.
You ever come home with any money? Let's start there. You ever come home with any money, or do you leave it all at the casino? What?
But I mean, I might have played it back. I don't know. I might have played it back.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't feel like I have a gambling problem though, cause I love Candy Crush.
You played
Candy Crush is
back.
one of my favorite games, and I play day and night. Now, if I have a problem, I have a problem with Candy Crush.
But not gambling.
Not gambling.
Do you ever gamble away the rent money, gamble away the utility money? Are you ever short at the end of the month because of what you've done at the casino?
No, I make sure the bills is paid.
You also have a problem with the food.
Oh man, yes I do.
Tell me about your problem with the food.
Yes. When we first got together, she told me she knew how to cook.
Uh-huh.
I told her to cook me some chicken. Guess what? It was too salty. I had to chunk it down with 2 gallons of water. She cooked me some steak. It was too salty. And her main dish is supposed to be neck bones.
Okay.
No season. I have pictures of those.
Can I see the neck bones with the no seasoning?
Yes.
This is the neck bones with the no seasoning.
And as you can see, no seasoning. I had to substitute it with hot sauce.
Yeah, you put a lot of hot sauce
Yes, I
on
did.
there.
It didn't
a lot
work.
of hot sauce. Ms. Gully, did you tell the man you can cook and you can't?
I never said I could cook. I said I knew how to cook, but I ain't tell him what.
And you didn't say it was any good. You just said you could do
it was any good. I just said I knew how to cook.
And
you can see I know how to cook. I just don't know how to season food.
We're from the South. Those neck bones supposed to be on point.
Yeah. So, Ms. Gully, are you the one at home, staying at home, and he's the one bringing home the salary?
We both bring home salary.
Yeah, but I have to come home for work and cook, clean.
Yeah.
But you're home all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're home all day.
But I'll see it.
So when he comes home, is there some good food waiting on him?
No. I be on my
Is
phone
there
playing
any
Candy
food
Crush.
waiting on him?
She at least can cook me a sausage or something, you know, a microwave dinner, but I can't get that out of her, so.
Is there any food waiting on him?
No, because I feel like I lose if I go cook him some food.
Yeah.
So
I'm worried about you, Mr. Miller. I really am.
She probably only cooked 30 meals out of 10 years. And
well, you didn't marry me for my cooking.
No, I didn't marry you for your cooking.
Okay, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but it's a problem. It's a problem when that food ain't seasoned right either.
Ain't you a chef?
Yes, I am.
Well,
That's
then
all right. She can't. I can't cook either.
Yeah.
So I got no business talking. But I'm not. Well, all righty. I want to move on because basically we've started this conversation, but I want to go a little deeper into it. You say that you both do the women's and the men's work in your home.
Yes.
So I want to know what you're talking about and why you feel that way.
I get so caught up and lazy, and
You gotta get them neck bones right.
You ate them though.
But I didn't have no choice. I was hungry.
I was hungry.
Would you expect your partner to cook and clean if they didn't work? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
So, Mr. Miller, why do you say you do both the man's and the woman's work at your house?
Because when I go to work and after I get off of work, I come home, the dish is still dirty. I have to clean the living room, the bathroom. I have to cut the grass.
Well, that's what a man supposed to do.
Yeah, but what about what the woman's supposed to do?
I do men's job too.
Like what?
I go get the oil change. I go check the engine on the car. I go do all that.
Now, Ms. Gully, that's not all that.
Yeah,
that's like
it's
twice
definitely
a
not.
year. He's talking about going to work every day, coming home every day, and the house ain't right. Is the house not right?
I know I'm lazy, but I feel like that.
Mrs. Gully, you get points for being self-aware. That's very good.
But I feel like lazy ain't the problem though.
I feel like it's a
you're not
problem
taking up for me
because
with
I
your
have to-
family.
I have to bring home the bacon and I have to cook it, so.
Yeah. Now, Mrs. Gully, don't you think you are? He seems like a nice dude over here. Aren't you worrying about him wandering off somewhere with a woman who can cook? I mean, aren't you? You know, he's a nice dude. Aren't you concerned? Aren't you handle your business, keep your man?
If he run out with another woman, they'll send him back.
I don't understand at all.
Yeah, they'll send him back.
Why would they send him back, Mr. Gully? He's good looking. He's working. He's got a
all
job.
that. But once they realize he gonna take up for his family over them, they gonna be like, I can't deal with this.
Now, Miss Gully, you're gonna have to leave that alone. You're gonna have to leave that all the way alone. Because I know what you do. I know what you do. You get hot and spicy, unlike your food.
Yeah. I do.
Somebody makes you mad, and then you light up all the fireworks in the room, and you hopping and popping and bending and shaking and, checking and all that kind of stuff. And my man over here trying to keep everybody from getting hurt. And you not helping. And he's got to keep them off you and you off them, and then he's got to go to work, he got to come home, clean the house, he got to cook. Oh, my. You're sounding better and better over there, Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Just loving you. Just loving you. Got a good attitude, he's cool, he's calm. I haven't heard one story about him on Facebook. Right? He's going to work, he's coming home, he's keeping his wife off his relatives and the relatives off the wife. What you doing, Miss Gully? What you doing?
I be trying to cook, I be trying to do all that. But I get so caught up and lazy, and
You gotta get them neck bones right.
You ate them though.
But I didn't have no choice. I was hungry.
I was hungry. Now, Miss Gully, don't you want to do better for your man?
I do. I do.
Don't you?
I do. I love Mr. Miller.
I love you too.
Oh, now that was just sweet. That was just sweet. So, one thing that you're going to change for Mr. Miller as a function of being here today, you say you like me. You say you like my show. You say I give good advice. I say you need to do something for Mr. Miller. I'm even going to give you a minute to think about it. You're going to think deep, you're going to think hard, you're going to think well, and you're going to think with love. And then you're going to tell me what it is you're going to do for Mr. Miller.
What would you do if your spouse and your family were always fighting? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
So, Mrs. Gully, how you feeling?
Well, I'm gonna be willing to take a cooking class.
You be willing to take a cooking class for Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna spend his money to go out somewhere and learn how to cook. This is what you're telling me. Tell you what. Can he come home to a clean house every day? That gift.
Yeah,
Would that make you happy, Mr.
It
Miller?
would make me very happy.
I start cleaning.
Yeah, and that's, look, buy a little, bleach, little, water, that way it doesn't come out of his pocket. You know what I mean? That you show up first. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That make you happy, Mr. Miller? I want you to be happy.
It will make me very happy.
You make me happy. Seeing you, talking to you, you make me happy.
Thank you.
So I want you to, is there anything else you want? I'm working on her over here. Anything else you need? Anything else to be looking for?
Just a home cooked meal when I come home from work.
A home cooked meal. Now, I'm not gonna ask for cooking lessons yet, because you're still showing up pretty light over there, Miss Gully. But I want you to give him a clean house. I want you to put a little salt, pepper. You know what I mean? You can step up your game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gonna try?
Yeah.
You gonna love him when you get home?
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna take care of him?
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna clean the house?
Yes, ma'am.
You gonna stay at the casino?
Yes, ma'am.
This matter is adjourned.
I really want to make this marriage work because I love him to death, and I've been with him for 11 years, and I don't want to start all over, and I love him with all my heart, and I feel like I want to grow old and like my parents did.
Yeah, I want to make this marriage work because I love my wife. I don't want anything to happen to us. I want to stay together, We've been together for almost 12 years, so I want to keep it going. I love her very much without my heart.
Today on Divorce Court.
Cheating has affected our marriage in a horrible way.
He's cheated and I've cheated.
Some of the things that she does isn't husband and wife approved, I guess you could say.
Calvin feels like I'm not being a wife because I'm not fulfilling, his needs as a man.
Pretty much as a wife, I just feel like, as far as sex, you should, want to be intimate with your husband. You should want to do things with your husband. You should want to do things for your husband. And I just feel like she doesn't do any of that at all.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Calvin Guy and Nicole Guy. Mr. and Mrs. Guy, you have been together for 14 years, married for 8. You have 1 child together, and you are in deep trouble. Mr. Guy, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this relationship and why you're here in divorce court today?
Well, pretty much my wife and I, Miss Nicole here, we've been together for quite some time. We've had problems, a lot of problems for just her leaving, totally separating herself from me for anywhere from 6 months to a year at a time.
Really?
Yeah, going out and having different relationships with different guys and just coming back after things don't work out
Does she leave you for other guys, or does she just happen to have relationships once she's gone?
I've asked her that before, and she's told me that it's not her leaving me for the other guys. She's leaving for herself, but the other guys just so happen to be in a relationship with her when she leaves.
Mrs. Guy, did you hear what he just said?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
It's true.
So you have relationships with men during the course of your relationship, and then you leave and you... Is that what's happening?
No, what's going on is I will leave, we'll break up, and I will get in, not into these relationships. Like, I have friends. He calls them relationships. They're not relationships. But no.
They're guy friends with whom you have intimacy, though?
One.
Once. Yeah.
Once.
Do you go back and forth to him when things get funky at home?
I used to.
It's a hot mess because you admit to sleeping with at least 20 different women during the course of your marriage, correct? She's leaving, and you know, so I can't get too excited about her leaving and having a relationship here and there because neither one of you seems to think that fidelity is necessary.
I'm surprised about that because I just had 3 girls in the top of my head. So when he's saying 20 girls and all this other stuff, I mean, I wouldn't put it past to it because if some other stuff didn't happen too.
When I read your materials, I got stressed, and the first thing that stressed me out was your issues with his controlling behavior. You say like he locked you in a room and you were fighting from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and you were fighting so much that he was late for work and got fired. I mean, does that kind of thing happen? Because to me, that's frightening.
It is. Honestly, it is. And no, he didn't get fired, but he's seen, I guess, he would go through my phone when I'm sleeping and wake me up in the middle of the night. It would be like, you know, that night I happened to went to bed at 9 p.m. or whatever, and he woke me up, and then he was just like questioning me about this one guy in particular. I'm like, you know, we just having a phone conversation. That's my friend. And he's just like, you know what, I seen it kind of getting heated, and he's like, well, just talk to me. I'm like, I'm talking to you, but I feel like he's just so controlling. He doesn't want to hear what I have to say. So I'm trying to leave, and he's like blocking the door, like, cause it gets crazy, you know. That kind of like make my heart pound, cause I'm like, you know, what is he thinking? He's getting so angry, his eyes turning red. So let me just let him cool down and let me walk away. He doesn't let me walk away.
Yeah. You also say, I just want to get all this out there because I'm stressed about it. I just want all of these things that are bothering me out there. He said he flushed your anxiety medicine down the toilet so you couldn't leave the house. If you're dealing with this individual he doesn't like, he calls you retarded and stupid. He gets mad when the house isn't clean. He takes half your check. I mean, Mr. Guy,
yes, ma'am.
Am I concerned for no reason?
Yes, ma'am. Pretty much in the past, I used to be the things that she says I am, controlling and everything else. We got married when we were, 18 and 19. I was in the military and I was still trying to figure out life, just like she was. The cheating that I did in the beginning was all when I was younger.
Right.
Hers, it just kept coming. I mean, even just a week ago.
Just a week ago?
Even just a week ago is when I found out about her and you know, being on the dating site, her talking to different people over Facebook, her finding these guys and talking to them and then talking down, you know, about me to these people that I don't even know.
Is he accurate that the women that he cheated with, that's all in the past, when early on in your relationship?
No, it's not in our younger days. That was more so recently, and he's been kind of having conversations with the girls he didn't slept with, and one of the girls in particular, now she goes to our church, and you know, he's just like talking to her in front of me, like, that's disrespectful, like, oh, you know, just forget about that whole thing. He just wanted me to take it so lightly.
Pretty much the young lady that she's referring to that goes to the church, no, I do not talk to that young lady. She did call me once before, and she tried to talk to me about her relationship issues. I went to my wife and I told her.
She called you and crying about her relationship. Like, he does this to make an excuse to go talk to these people. Oh, see, I'm not doing anything. I can talk to them in front of you and all this other stuff. No, I know you're going behind my back and talking to these women.
I just feel like I have nothing to hide, Your Honor.
I gotcha.
He's slick.
Gotcha. I'm still
has a lot to
scared.
hide.
Don't know why, but I'm still frightened. I want to talk. I understand also that your families get involved, and that's problematic as well. So I want to talk about that.
The young lady and my wife, from what I'm understanding from her, they wanted to do some type of swinging thing to where she had her guy and the other girl had me. I knew that swinging thing was going on in her mind because of she actually allowed me to have sex with her friend in front of her.
Okay.
Did you do that? Like I said, your extended family team seems to be a problem, but before we get to that, I think I want to put a button on the cheating stuff. I understand, in addition to this other church woman, that you had a woman in Bible study who you were sleeping with. Is this true?
The young lady and my wife, from what I'm understanding from her, they wanted to do some type of swinging thing to where she had her guy and the other girl had me.
What are you talking about?
I totally 100% said no. On the whole thing, no, because I don't want to see my wife with some other guy. Then the young lady came over to my house and she invited my wife and I over for dinner. My wife declined and then sent me.
I didn't send.
And you
That
had
is not
sex
true.
with her?
Not that night. I mean, we went over there and we talked.
Oh, I'm playing Bible study.
We went over there, we talked. The young lady was trying to change her life. I was like, yeah, I need to get on the same path. We were having Bible study for a little while.
Okay, walk
I
like
even
a duck,
invited my
talk like a duck,
sister,
it's a duck.
invited my wife
Y'all
here.
were having Bible study and you ended up having sex
Yes.
with her?
Yes, ma'am. But
Come on now.
but you know what? That's not it though. I mean, she didn't say anything at first. I knew that swinging thing was going on in her mind because of she actually allowed me to have sex with her friend in front of her.
Okay.
Did you do that?
I don't remember, but she came over one night, we was drinking, and they were already flirting with each other. Like, he already wanted her. He already told me, basically, he wanted to have sex with her. Like,
Your Honor.
they were
So
looking
you
at each
said
other.
okay?
I just said, go ahead. Like, she tried to get me involved, and, they started out kissing or whatever like that. So, I don't know, like, he tried to pull my hand in, and I just like, I just didn't.
You weren't into it?
I wasn't into it.
Your Honor.
Yeah?
Now, that's not what happened at all.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I didn't want to be too intimate. So I was kissing on my wife at the time while she was allowing me to do whatever to her
You was
friend.
more into her than you was.
Oh my God.
So-
He was more into her than he was.
I just couldn't get turned on by the friend knowing that my wife was there and,
Well, you
watching
managed
everything
it.
else.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to. He wanted to.
I don't even know how this stuff jumps off. I don't know how.
They were already giving each other that eye, like they wanted each other. So I'm like, go ahead, like,
But what? I mean,
I just because of it was to me, I felt like he giving me no choice because every time she come around, it was always compliment that, compliment this, and then when I would
giving
try,
you no choice.
he didn't give me no choice. Like he was already on her, like more than he was on me. So I was just like, we was drinking that night.
Oh my God.
I've never.
No. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna get myself together, then I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna figure out something.
I seen text messages to where she was telling people, oh yeah, I'm gonna have the car tomorrow. I'm gonna come by and see you tomorrow. It's where she's going, and it's the fact that she's distracted. That's all she does. When she's
Even when she's driving?
Even while she's driving.
Are you using social media while you're driving? How would you react if your spouse wanted a threesome? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/divorce court. Divorce Court will be right back. I'm going to ask you about your extended family. You say that you bump heads with her family. Tell me about that.
Her family members, we used to not get along in the beginning, but it was only because of she would go to them, and in the midst of her cheating, I'll get upset, of course. I'm a husband with the wife who's cheating on me actively. I find out about it. She'll go and tell her family members I'm crazy. I go off for no reason. She's not doing anything wrong. And then they'll look at me like, oh no, he's a psycho. Mm-hmm. He's gonna come around and chop all of us up because of, that's what Nicole said.
He's showing them that though. Like, the first time I left him, when for our first apartment or whatever, he just got crazy, like, oh yeah, you wasn't there for her and all this other stuff, and they were like, well, we're here now. So, but he was just like going off and throwing my stuff all over the ground and just.
Are you a loud and boisterous, angry person? When you get upset, I mean, not that you haven't had cause. I mean, clearly she'd been cheating on you, and I know that's very upsetting. But in general, are you an angry and rageful person?
Not anymore. I used to be. I actually attended a bunch of counseling and everything else about 5 or 6 years ago now.
To get it together?
Yes, ma'am, because I wanted my family back together. So I wanted to do
Has he improved?
Not with the controlling. Like, it would be
Give me an example of when he's controlling.
Like his car.
Tell me about that.
He doesn't really let me drive his car like that. Like, and when he does, he tells me where like, okay, I drop him off at work or whatever, and then if I want to make a detour and go to my auntie's house, then it's a problem. It's an argument. Like, I don't like that. Like, he wants me to come straight home.
Your response to that?
Your Honor, I actually submitted evidence of a vehicle that she.
Do I have it?
I think I
don't know.
put it-
Did you?
That's not
Okay.
I sent it in.
Okay. What's it?
This right here is what she did to one of the vehicles that I had. Now we only had one vehicle. We still only have one vehicle. I just bought a new one.
But anybody could have an
I
accident.
just bought a new one.
She,
See?
this right here is the reason why she was on her phone and went around the corner from her auntie's house, from the apartment complex, and scraped up the whole side of the vehicle. And her excuse for it was, oh, I didn't see the wall there. How do you not see a whole apartment complex wall?
It was narrow. The wall is kind of hard to turn. He knows that I doesn't park very good. I'm a good driver, but when it comes to parking or trying to,
Your Honor, she's tried to FaceTime
But she had one accident. I mean, you know what I mean? I
that's
drove
not
into the
the
garage
reason.
3 times. It's just, I mean, it can happen. Why?
He thinks I'm gonna go cheat. That's why he calls off from work, and that's why he gets
Why
these
would the
write-ups.
fact that she had an accident preclude you from allowing her to have the car? I don't understand that.
It's the fact that I even seen text messages. I got to the point to where I just didn't want it to happen anymore. I seen text messages to where she was telling people, oh yeah, I'm gonna have the car tomorrow. I'm gonna come by and see you tomorrow. Oh, you can meet up with me
So it's
tomorrow.
not about her capacity to drive. It's about where she's going.
It's where she's going, and it's the fact that she's distracted. That's all she does. When she's
Even when she's driving?
Even while she's driving.
Are you using social media while you're driving?
How am I on Facebook when I have to take care of my 8-year-old daughter and my
People
mother?
do it all the time. I drive behind people.
I take
who,
breaks.
Who get in there. Are you one of them?
No, I take breaks. Like, I'm not on social media or on Facebook like he says.
Are you
24/7.
texting and driving?
No. I'm not. Like, I'm not.
Your Honor, I've gotten text messages or FaceTime.
And he has bad road rage, so he's saying I'm texting and driving. No, he has bad road rage. And I keep telling him,
Do you have
like,
road rage?
No, ma'am. I'm a tow truck driver. I'll say things inside of the vehicle, but I'm not one of those individuals that
Get
yell
out and do
the
something
window.
about it.
Yeah, I don't do any of that.
Okay. We need to have a conversation, and we will.
What would you do if your partner shared your problems with their family? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I'm not at all sure I know what's going on. I will say this, though. If you guys don't put a period on what you're doing, you gotta get a period on your cheating and a period on her cheating and whatever happened in the past and the family members that you don't get along with, and make a decision to re-engage your marriage on an entirely different level. There's no point in staying married. You guys don't seem to honor the vows at all. I think you run off when things get difficult. I think you are a bit controlling. You won't want to admit it. And you think that somehow it stabilized the marriage to make sure what she's doing. You have reasons to be jealous. You have reasons to be jealous. I just don't think you guys ever engaged in this marriage as a marriage. I think you got together. I think you said the words, and then you did whatever the hell you felt like. And then when it didn't work out, you go from one problem to another, one dramatic situation to another. There were never a set of rules. There were never a set of do's and don'ts. We can't do this. Friend comes over. He looked like he wanted her, so I told her to have sex with her. What is that? None of that makes any sense. It's all about satisfying immediate needs and wants, immediately feeling better, leaving the house when you're angry, you know, having sex with older 20, you know, women throwing out, oh, well, I'll just do it. You got to be grown. You got to have rules. You got to say, these are things I won't do because I'm married. These are things I won't say. These are things, you know, you got to honor and respect her need to be her own individual person. You can't be controlling with it because that makes her feel like nothing. And you can't just walk off and go out with another guy and expect him to be okay with it.
I told him we were friends. We were just gonna be roommates.
It does, you know, all of your stuff is so jacked up that it doesn't even matter when every once in a while you come out and do something correct, the other person's not going to believe it because your stuff has been jacked up for so long.
True.
So you can't just pick through, well, this particular time I wasn't doing the wrong thing. It doesn't matter. There's no trust there. There's no rules. There's no prohibitions. It's a free-for-all. You know what I mean? And you got kids, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
daughter.
Oh, my God. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were you, I would start anew.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to counseling and I would start anew. Everybody has to say, we forgive each other for all that we've done. And we're going to decide to do differently. And then have a marriage counselor sit down with you and put some rules together about how you're going to run this marriage. And remember, whatever you do to one another is done in front of your daughter. If you don't want your daughter to live the disaster that you are currently living, you've got to step up your game. And if you can't step up your game and live together in a more sane and reasonable way, decide to part and be more and be good co-parents. But you gotta look at everything. Not how do I feel and what's gonna make me feel better right now, but what do I wanna teach my daughter?
Right.
All right? Good luck to the both of you. This matter's adjourned.
The judge was very concerned about me and my husband's marriage, and I just feel like if he can control his controlling problem, then we'll be okay.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I did some wrong things. I've, you know, cheated in the past or whatever, but I'm not that same person like I was back then. I've made a lot of changes, and I just, you know, hope we can continue to change together.
Today on Divorce Court.
My wife is having issues with me playing video games at night and sleeping half the day.
I took the video console and pawned it to get his attention back on me and his family.
I don't know what would happen if I didn't play video games.
Christopher would rather do anything with technology as opposed to having sex with me.
In 2010, I was diagnosed with PTSD. Video games kind of help me relieve stress so I don't have an episode.
Chris and I could talk better through texting or messengers as opposed to talking face to face.
It's easier for me to say it through text or message because I can't see her facial features or her emotions.
I want to try to spend the rest of my life with Chris, but he needs to get on my level or he's going to get left behind.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Heather Hamrick and Christopher Jones. The two of you have been together for 7 years, married for 2, and you have 1 child together, aged 4. The two of you are here trying to save your marriage. There are difficulties that you have been having, so I had you take one of my compatibility tests, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But Ms. Hamrick, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you're here in divorce court today?
Our marriage is a little rocky. My husband tends to play video games quite often as opposed to spending time with his family. And we're here to try to work on that and see if we can get his sleeping habits back in the court.
Now, when you say quite often, what do you mean?
He plays them pretty much every day when the game console is available.
Every day? Okay. Now, is it every day for 5 minutes? Every day for an hour? Every day?
It's been up to 10 hours in a day.
I wasn't ready for that. Now we're going to check with Mr. Jones to see if that's accurate. Mr. Jones, do you agree that you do in fact play video games 10 hours a day?
Yes.
That's a lot. Are you fighting and shooting, or are you racing cars? What are you doing?
My particular favorites are the first-person shooters.
Oh, first person. So you did
Yes.
with behind the point. I got sons. I know. Let me ask you this: how long have you been playing that much video games?
Since I can remember, age 3, playing Atari.
Has your consumption of the medium been extreme the whole way through, or has it grown over the years?
It has grown, I guess, into adulthood. You know, I could do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And can I ask you this? Do you feel that, as a 30-year-old man, 10 hours a day of video games is something that's appropriate to do?
Maybe not in normal circumstances.
Okay. What are the circumstances you believe allows this to be appropriate in the context of this relationship?
I have PTSD.
Okay. Are you being treated for it?
Not currently. I'm in transition. We just moved back home to West Virginia.
Okay. Let me ask Ms. Hamburg, have you noticed an uptick in his game playing, and do you see it as a function of the PTSD? And do you see other behaviors that are concerning to you as a function of his PTSD?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I understand that this could be a coping mechanism, the gaming situation. But I don't see where he needs to game from, you know, some days he gets up noon, sometimes 4 o'clock in the evening. He'll spend a little time with us. When the sun goes to bed, he'll game all night.
Okay.
Sometimes, depending on the level he gets to and the interaction, if he's on Wi-Fi, he may even stay up a little bit longer playing that game.
What is he not doing that you need him to do because he's spending his time playing games?
I need him to be dad. I need him to be a husband. I need him to help with laundry and chase kids and mow grass. I need him to give me a little more affection and attention, push my buttons instead of the controller buttons.
Right. Mr. Jones, my understanding is you quit your job in order to play video games. Is that accurate?
No, ma'am.
Because I put a whole lot of exclamation points beside that. Because I'm all about making money. Did that happen?
No, ma'am.
You say it happened.
I let him get it out of the pawn shop. I take his electronics sometimes and I pawn them. Sometimes I use the money for me and things that I want because it makes me feel better in this situation. But he was working. He was doing great. We went to the pawn shop. We got his game console out. 2 days later, he quit his job. Said he couldn't cope because he had transitioned from one section to another section and used his PTSD as a reason why he couldn't do the job anymore. And then he continued staying up all night playing games.
I know you believe he has PTSD, but do you believe that he is using that as an excuse to do things that he simply wants to do and that aren't a function of his coping with that particular condition?
I think that he uses my empathy and sympathy towards knowing what PTSD is to get his way to just be lazy sometimes, yeah.
Though we do not at all suggest you do not have PTSD, and I do not at all suggest I know what it's like or how it is or what it is to cope with, but do you believe that at any point in time you might be pulling out that card when it really isn't about that? It's about what you want to do.
No.
Never.
No.
Not a little bit.
I would not use my disability as a crutch.
Sometimes you end up doing that unintentionally. Can you leave your mind open to the possibility that that may have occurred?
I recall going into PTSD episodes and not knowing about it. So
When did you get PTSD? What was the incident that occurred?
I served in Iraq for a year in a combat situation.
Right.
Saw things that
I could not imagine. I get that. I get that I don't get it. And I want to respect that. But we do know that your concentration on video games preceded Iraq. Now, it may have exacerbated the problem, or it may be the way that you've chosen to cope with it, but I just want you to leave your mind open to the possibility. And the reason I want you to be open to the possibility, because I got the man here in the courtroom, I have Dr. Stephen L. Mandel here. He is an expert on PTSD. So what I don't know, what you don't know, and what he doesn't know, he's going to fill us in on so we know exactly what we're dealing with here. Why don't you give me an assessment of what you're seeing, what you feel is going on, and how you think they can best approach the problem?
Chris's devotion to gaming preceded his trauma by many decades, a couple decades anyway.
Right. Mr. Jones, we were discussing your very real struggle with PTSD, and I don't know a lot about it, so I brought an expert in to help me out. His name is Dr. Stephen L. Mandel, and I'll ask him to come forward at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Dr. Mandel. Doctor, if you could just give me a brief recitation of your credentials and what you know about PTSD, and then tell me a little bit about the syndrome and things that you think I may not understand.
Well, I'm Dr. Stephen Mandel. I treat PTSD. PTSD is very frequently accompanied by suicidal thinking and by depression.
Let me ask you this, Dr. Mandel. You've heard the testimony here today.
Yeah.
You've been briefed on the circumstances. Why don't you give me an assessment of what you're seeing, what you feel is going on, and how you think they can best approach the problem?
Well, Your Honor, I was very impressed with your line of questioning. And I have a lot of respect for Chris and a lot of respect for PTSD. It's a horrible affliction. It's one that those of us who don't have it really should get that we don't get it.
Right.
On the other hand, Chris's devotion to gaming preceded his trauma by many decades, or a couple decades anyway.
Right.
It's a great refuge. Now, games are actually used in therapy, in desensitization, and in getting people calmed down. This first-person shooter thing really helps people as part of a program to relieve their PTSD. As a way of avoidance, though, it's not especially constructive. It's not therapeutic. It isn't getting Chris where Chris says he wants to be.
And you believe there are other means by which he can approach this problem. And in doing so with the gaming, this is what I think, and I just want to know if I'm wrong. I believe he's self-soothing with it, and it's successful, but he's taken it to the point where the soothing part has overtaken his life and become a problem in and of itself.
I think you're quite right.
Oh, okay. Well, I like you already. Mr. Jones, do you have any questions for him?
Not really. He pretty much.
Did you hear what he said?
He explained amicably. So.
Can you hear it without it pushing buttons, without it being offensive, or without you feeling attacked?
Yes.
I hope so, because I know that's not my intention. I believe it's not the judge's intention either. If you get where this is in terms of enabling you to make the choices that are going to lead you forward in life, then you really can get on board with participating in getting it moderated a little.
Dr. Mandel, thank you so very much. I appreciate your expertise and wisdom in this matter, and I appreciate you coming to court today.
Thank you very much.
Please, you can return to your seat. I'm not going to claim expert just because I listened to him. He's still an expert. But what I am going to do is try to take you on that first step past self-soothing to the extent that your family is neglected, to be able to put you on a path to be soothed and to be in command of the way you manage your PTSD, and possibly on to new things that allows your family to thrive and you to thrive as well. Do you think that's something you'd like to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's work on that. But I understand that cheating has played a role in your distress in your marriage.
I can count at least 4 indiscretions that he's had or more.
Now, Mr. Jones, do you care to deny that, own it, or go somewhere in between?
How would you feel if your partner gave more attention to video games than to you? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I want to use today as an opportunity for you to reset And I can't fix PTSD, but I want to reset your approach to it a little bit and approach to your family, because your family is crying. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
You said something about something your 4-year-old said to you, and I want you to repeat it here to him.
Remember when we lived in North Carolina? What was Alden's favorite day?
Sunday.
And why was that?
That's when Daddy was home.
And now Daddy's home every day. And he still waits for Sunday.
Because you're home, but you're not there. I don't want you to feel bad because of the manner in which you soothe, but I don't want the manner in which you soothe to run your life. People who end up hoarding or drinking or using drugs, a lot of them are soothing from trauma, and the manner in which you soothe becomes the problem itself. And there are places you can go and people you can see to assist you in finding a ways to soothe that allows you to be a husband and a father and a dude that has a life that has expectations beyond the next level of whatever game you happen to be on. That's all I'm trying to say. You with me?
Yes,
because I'm loving on you here. May not sound like it, but I am. Once we get there, I'm gonna make a sharp left turn. But I understand that cheating has played a role in your distress in your marriage, and I want you to tell me who's been cheating, how it's happened, and how you found out about it.
We live in a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everyone knows everyone's business, pretty much. And a friend of mine heard another female talking about how she was pregnant and couldn't find the dad. And that got rumored back to me, and it turns out that it was Christopher, who could have been the dad. And we kind of squabbled around it for a couple tries, and he finally confessed of the situation.
Was that his only misstep?
No.
Can you give me a count, a head count?
I can count at least 4 indiscretions that he's had or more.
Now, Mr. Jones, do you care to deny that, own it, or go somewhere in between?
I only recall 2.
You only recall 2?
Unless she's counting the times with that certain person.
Now that we've gone there, let's go here. Not only has he cheated on you, my understanding is you've cheated on him, and more than once. So that's what we're going to talk about now.
Which would be hardest to deal with in your relationship? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Ms. Hamrick, Mr. Jones says that you slept with his nemesis from high school. How did you pick him and why'd you do it?
I did sleep with a friend of mine. He's never done anything bad to me. Now him and Christopher didn't get along. That's okay. That's him and Chris. They're not sleeping together. He was my comfort.
Why did you feel that it was okay for you to have sex with somebody else outside of your marriage? Was it a revenge cheat?
Yes, partially. Before Christopher and I got married, when we had our son, we decided to get us a place. We finally acquired us a little trailer, had us a little home. All of a sudden, about 3 months into it, Christopher said he didn't know why, but he didn't want us there. So we moved. Well, we was still trying to work it out because Chris and I have a very long history. You know, we've had it off and on for 7 years. I told him once, if you don't give me what I want, I'll find it somewhere else. I said it in private. The second time, I said it in mutual company. If you don't give me the attention that I want, I'll find it somewhere else. The third time, I embarrassed him in front of everyone and had one of my downstairs pick me up at his home and take me down the road. And I got what I wanted.
This is a save my marriage. I'm not Hercules, but I'm gonna lift as much as I can. The way you run a marriage is that you take it and you put borders around it. This is the country Hamrick Jones. And in that country Hamrick Jones, you bring all your problems, all your troubles, all your concerns, and you share them amongst one another. You don't take your distress out beyond the borders of the country and engage with other people with it. The deep thing I found about people in divorce court is they always feel justified in the dirt that they do. And I was feeling this way, so I did that thing. When you feel this way, you ought to have that conversation and determine how you're going to deal with it in the context of that confines of that marriage. Marriage is hard, but it can be a beautiful thing because it can be a place of trust and rest and comfort and calm, but not if you choose to satisfy yourself, to soothe yourself in places outside the country. Mr. Jones, thank you for serving our country. Thank you for going out there and fighting that fight to help defend us and keep us. Thank you. And whatever you suffer from as a function of that great gift that you gave to all of us, you make sure that you don't accommodate it. You fight that too. Computer games are easy. Fighting the real fight is always hard. And you start that fight with holding her hand, telling her what she needs, and go look for it together. We had Dr. Mandel here. He told you something. He may be able to tell you a little more. I have somebody out there who's going to give you help finding what you need in your area. But you understand that you have to fight that fight, not just soothe the feeling. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't be running around because you can't get at home. You take care of your business and stay with your man. You too. Keep your extremities to yourself. And good luck to both of you. Today, new beginning, right here, right now. My best to you both. This matter is adjourned.
Today in court, it was brought about my indiscretions, but people don't understand how much it's on us as the spouse, how much we go through. We walk on eggshells. We try to avoid the triggers. We protect our children, but we're still people. We still need love. We still need affection. We still need touched. And that was the goal, was to get him to see what he was doing to us. I guess we're just gonna have to work on it and see what happens. Hopefully he gets his help and I behave myself and this works out for our son. That's the most important thing.
Today on Divorce Court.
So when Dave's drinking, he turns into a monster.
If she wants to sit there and yell at me after she knows I've been drinking for a couple hours, what does she expect to happen?
Like, I don't even know who he is anymore. He acts like a 17-year-old kid, and I can't stand it.
It's always Jordan, Jordan, Jordan. Dave can't have a problem. Jordan has a million problems with me, but I can't have one with her.
So I know Dave had sex with one of the neighbors. I don't think so. I know so.
I don't know why she thinks I slept with my neighbor. I've told her a million times.
So I gave Dave an ultimatum. I made him choose either me or the alcohol. He chose the alcohol.
I don't see me being with her very long at all, especially if it stays like this.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here talking to Jordan Harris and David Harris. The two of you have been together for 8 years, married for 4, but you do not want to be married anymore. You also have 2 children from previous relationship. Mrs. Harris, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here in divorce court today?
So our marriage was great until Dave started drinking. He drinks every day now, and when he does, he literally turns into a monster. He's a completely different person. He is immature and childish, and it's embarrassing, to be quite honest.
When you say he drinks every day, how much does he drink?
At least 2 beers, but they're the tall, like really alcoholic beers. So it's every single day now.
So what's he doing?
So I actually had to lay down house rules, like he's one of my children, because I can't deal with it anymore. So he's not supposed to drink more than a couple of nights a week. He's not allowed to drink in the house anymore. He can't go out with his friends anymore because every time he does something stupid. And he's not allowed to manage his own money anymore because it all gets blown on alcohol. He's even gone so far as to take money out of my son's piggy bank to buy a beer.
Now, Mr. Harris, I'm going to give you an opportunity to defend yourself. First of all, you do drink.
Yes, yeah.
Well, everybody has a cocktail from time to time. Do you think you drink to excess?
It's not the way that she put it, Your Honor. Yes, I'll get off of work and have a couple of beers, but it's not like I'm waking up in the morning, chugging bottles of vodka, getting wasted. And I work really hard, and I try to support my family. I come home, crack open a cold beer, and I don't want to.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you drink until you're inebriated? Are you a little high? Are you tipsy? What kind of drunk are you? Like, are you a happy drunk? Are you an angry? Hang on. Are you a happy drunk, an angry drunk, a silly drunk? What kind of drunk?
It depends on who's around me and the way that people are acting around me. If she wants to come and yap in my ear, then I'm probably gonna yap
So you're an
back at you.
amplifier. So if you're around a bunch of happy people, you a happy
Then
drunk.
I'm gonna be dumb.
But if
happy,
if you're around people who are nagging, you're gonna go hard.
Exactly.
Your Honor,
you're an
he has-
amplifying drunk.
He has
That's new.
gotten to the point where not that long ago, it's literally like a switch flips and he's a completely different person. He took my glasses off our bathroom counter and stomped on them. So I couldn't see for weeks until I got new ones, which I had to pay for. He passed out in the parking lot of our local library, in the middle of the road, like middle of the street. I drove to go pick him up and he's laying across the middle of the road with his little bag of beer in his hand and he's passed out.
Well, at least you were at the library. Did those things happen?
The way she's putting it makes it sound a lot worse. I wouldn't be
The way
going.
it happened,
I
you mean?
wouldn't.
Well, hang on. How does it get worse than laid out drunk in the street?
Because I wasn't passed out. I was laying on the ground, but I wouldn't.
But you were conscious.
Yes, I was wide awake. I wasn't as drunk as she was saying. We were arguing earlier in the day, and it makes me. I have nowhere to go. It's her car, so I just start walking. What's near me?
I kicked him out of my car.
That's almost worse. He was conscious laying on the street like, this is something I ought to be doing. Do you know why you were laying down?
It wasn't a main road. It was like a little back street.
That doesn't help.
It's so embarrassing. And the reason he was out of the car that night is because I kicked him out because we go to poker and we play poker with all these really, really sweet people. They all think he's so respectable. And then we get in the car and 5 minutes later, he's calling me a fat ass.
Yeah, but how did it start?
It's horrible.
Well, Mr. Harris, you're saying, how did it start? Let me ask you, how did it start?
We get in the car and she's like she says, everybody thinks I'm respectable. Everybody thinks that she's such a sweet little princess. But then we get in the car and then she wants to talk about how I drank too much and how I was acting stupid and you can never control yourself. You can never stop from drinking as much as you should. And
People come up to me at the bar that we don't even know and say he doesn't need to drink anymore. That's so embarrassing. He's the last one out of the bar.
Yeah, well,
it's so embarrassing.
Now, Mr. Harris.
Yes.
We've talked a lot of circumstances here. A couple of them, a little alarming. Would you admit, you say you're not an alcoholic, would you admit you might have a drinking problem? Because some people, you ramp up. Are you ramping up?
Sometimes I will sit there and think maybe I have a drinking problem. But then I think on the other side, half the time I wouldn't be drinking if we're not arguing every single day. I'll get home and be ready just to sit and watch TV, watch a movie with my wife.
So what do you argue about? What does she start in on?
Any and everything. I could work all day long and come home. I don't get a how was your day? How's it going, babe? I get how come you didn't do this and how come you did that and why are you talking to this person?
Because I know what I'm in for the rest of the night.
We've talked about the drinking enough, so I'm gonna give Mr. Harris an opportunity to vent his concerns about the time and the nature of your social media addiction.
Well, to start off, she's not on the social media just because she's talking to her friends. She's doing it because she has nothing else better to do. She sits at home all day on her phone, laying in bed while I'm at work. What else? There's nothing else she has to do.
Hang on. Is the house clean when you get home? Is there food made? Mr. Harris, you say she puts all your business on social media and she spends all her time on social media. You tell me what you think is wrong there.
People outside of our relationship don't need to know the inner workings of our relationship. It's our business, what we're arguing about, when we're arguing, what we're doing with the kids today, tomorrow, because it's not even always bad stuff. It's just, you don't have to post every single
Constant,
action.
all the time, everything that's going on.
I'm in the bathroom now. No, I'm gonna go grocery shopping.
It is not that bad. Like, it's not.
Now, Ms. Harris, now hang on a second. People do get caught up in that announcing their business like it's an ongoing diary that we publish to the world.
It's
Is
not
that
like
in fact
that.
what you're doing?
No. I have family that's out of state. So that's the only way they get to see my children and what we're doing. Like their grandmother is out of state. So I do post a lot of pictures and activities because they get to see that. But the other reason, well, two reasons. Number one, of course I'm on Facebook all day. Why would I want to spend any time with a drunk? And number two, a lot of the support that I do get when I'm dealing with his nonsense is from these people.
What do you call support? What are these people saying on the post that gives you solace?
So I had surgery. He got drunk the night before and didn't come to my surgery. I had to make my mom come here from 4 hours away to go to my surgery with me, and my own husband wasn't even there. And I have an anxiety disorder. This was like the worst fear of my life.
It's because she wants to
Hang on, I'm gonna get to you.
And the whole reason that she knew what had been going on was because I post stuff on Facebook or I update things. And I have friends that check on me because of things like that.
You know what you do when you got a personal problem with your body and you want to tell your mama?
Yeah, my mom doesn't answer her phone.
You know, come on over. We love to get phone calls from our children. We really do. Y'all never call us. Mr. Harris, how do you say that affects what goes on in your relationship with the people that surround her?
Well, to start off, she's not on the social media just because she's talking to her friends. She's doing it because she has nothing else better to do. She sits at home all day on her phone, laying in bed while I'm at work, making the money to support our family. What else? There's nothing else she has to do.
Hang on. Is the house clean when you get home? Is there food made?
No. Half the time I get home, I'm doing the dishes. I'm making dinner. She's asking me what are you gonna make for dinner after I just got home from 12 hours of work and I'd like to go home and sit down.
Ms. Harris, is that true?
Where do these 12-hour days come from? He works like 6 hours a day, if that, and his job requires him to sit there and watch TV all day.
Okay, fine. So what are you doing during those 6 hours?
I have 2 children that are with me all day, every day. I have...
They're at school most of the time.
How old are they?
They're 8 and 11, so they do go to school.
I got to tell you something, Ms. Harris. A whole lot of women out here that had 2 kids. I know some who had 5 or 6. Food made, house clean, and everybody put in jail in Cleveland Heights.
I make dinner. I do clean the house. He hasn't done a load of laundry since we moved into our house.
I think I know what's happening. I think I know what's happening here. But now I got to find out what happened when you went and got drunk and ended up in the bed of another woman.
Wake up, next day, she's being all nice to me. And then she's like, well, you're gonna leave me because I slept with this guy, and...
Ms. Harris, can you explain to me briefly why you felt the need to sleep with somebody else?
Do you think it's ever fair for one partner to blame the other for their drinking? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
So my understanding is he did get drunk one day and wound up in the bed of another woman. How did you find out that happened?
I gave him an ultimatum saying that he had to choose the beer or me, and he chose the beer. So I told him he had to leave and that I couldn't do it anymore. He told me he was sleeping on a bench at a local store, drove by the bench, never saw him. Come to find out by looking through his phone when he came back that he had been staying with this girl.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Harris, what is your recitation or version of that event?
Well, the true version is that we argued. We argued for the entire day, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, when we argue, that's usually like the number one time I start drinking. So I start drinking, yeah, she gives me the ultimatum, pick me, pick this, whatever. I picked the beer.
Okay, then what happened?
I left. And I was gone for a few days. It wasn't just a single day like she might tell you. And I did stay at one of the local stores and sat there for most of the first night. The second night, she came up to where I worked, the neighbor, and I hadn't seen her in a couple of years, grew up hanging out with her. She was like, hey, you want to hang out? Because I told her I don't really have a place to go. She's like, yeah, sure. So I go over there, we start drinking beers. I go to sleep on her couch. I was drunk. I was drunk, I passed out on her couch. There was no sexual activity of any kind. I've told her that
Are you sure?
6 million
I mean, because stuff does happen when you're drunk, and you know, stuff happens. You just got to be careful with that. You know what I mean? Drunk and stumbling around and being, that's danger waiting to happen, even if you didn't start nothing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ain't nobody mad. I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm mad.
You're always mad.
So you tell me, however, that she engaged in a revenge cheat. Explain that to me.
Well, a couple years ago, it was New Year's Eve. We go into a New Year's Eve party, mutual friends between the two of us. So we go over there, having a great time, whatever. I'm downstairs drinking, hanging out with whoever's downstairs. She's following around this guy and a couple other people like a puppy dog everywhere he goes. She's following behind, laughing at his stupid jokes that aren't funny.
Jealous much?
Hours go on. I go outside. She's talking bad about me to all these other people as I'm walking out of the door. So I said, screw this, I'm gonna go home. It's her car, like I said before. So I started walking home. I made it about 3 miles down the road. She comes, picks me up, has the nerve to still be arguing with me as if I did something wrong. We go home, argue, whatever, go to sleep. Wake up, next day, she's being all nice to me, and I'm kind of wondering, this isn't like Jordan, why is she being so super nice to me? Especially after I walked out and got drunk. Then she's like, well, you're gonna leave me because I slept with this guy, and...
Ms. Harris, can you explain to me briefly why you felt the need and the right to sleep with somebody else?
So I definitely don't feel like I had the right to. It was a mistake. That's why I told him about it the very next morning. But the way he described the situation is completely false. He was at this party in a corner, in a chair, not talking to anyone, not participating at all. So
I'm not gonna follow around like a puppy dog.
The group that I was following around was everyone that was there.
Yeah, but you slept with somebody else.
I did.
Do you know what I mean? You're talking about, well, I wasn't following somebody around like a puppy, but you ended up sleeping with him anyway. So it really doesn't matter what, how you got to the bed, you did. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the rest of it is kind of irrelevant, don't you think?
I totally own that.
I think it's irrelevant. Therefore, we will move on.
It's irrelevant. Yeah, okay.
When does a partner have the right to cheat? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Ms. Harris, you are seeking $1,500 from Mr. Harris, $1,300 for a broken computer, and $200 for a broken phone. Why don't you tell me what happened and why you're seeking those sums of money?
Okay, so he has been talking to this girl that he used to work with. He's too stupid to turn the sound off on his phone. He falls asleep, tries to hide his phone under the mattress. I hear the dinging. So I get the phone out and he's talking to her again. He's added her again. He's talking about moving out and finding his own place and not being with me anymore. So I take the phone. I bought the phone. I took the phone. I woke him up and I said, get out of my bed. Get out. So I wouldn't give it back. So he took my phone and shattered it.
Okay, let me take a look at the phone. Mr. Harris, what is your version of that event?
Well, number one, she might have bought the phone out, but who's paying for mine and hers month after month? Not you.
Does that give you the right to talk to other girls in my house?
We were, at this time that she's referring to, we were already arguing.
Yeah, but you broke the phone.
Yes, I did.
Okay, gotcha. Now tell me about the $1,300 you want for the computer.
So after the phone, that wasn't enough for him. He decided to take my work computer. I work from home. Mm-hmm. They sent it to me from work and put it outside in the rain.
Let me see.
So it no longer works.
Mr. Harris, did you put a computer outside
in the rain? It wasn't raining
rain?
At the time that I put it out.
Yes, it was. Then why did you put it outside?
What did you expect to happen when you put it outside?
Well, she's gonna take my phone from me, so I'm gonna take her stuff, and you're not gonna take my things from me and act like I'm just gonna be like, baby, please give it back.
I'm not breaking it though. I just kept it. I'm not putting it in the rain, and it's $1,300.
So you use this for work?
Mm-hmm.
So did
I
you
had
have
miss
to
work.
replace it?
Yeah, I had to pay for it.
So this was a computer that she got from some source other than you?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you two something. Number one, I'm happy you're getting a divorce. I love marriage, but I'm glad you're ending it because it's a nonstop revolving door of pain and hurt and accusation that causes more pain and hurt and accusation. It's just getting worse and worse and more ratchet and more ratchet and more ratchet. And you're really going to end up doing each other some damage. I want you to know that you need to be able to co-parent the children. You got to get over. Once you divorce somebody, everything they did to you is irrelevant. Because you're no longer with them. You don't have to even the score. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to take care of your business and take care of your children. Act like he's the nice, happy drunk from across the street with whom you share children. You make sure that he's not drunk taking care of those kids. Yeah. But you guys have to be friendly towards one another and leave all of this drama alone and all this looking. He's going to move on and get another woman. Don't lose your mind. You're going to get a dude, he's going to get a woman. Don't lose your mind about it because this relationship is now over. You put a period on it. Mr. Harris, you damaged equipment that she received from another party. She incurred $1,300 in costs as a function thereof. Consequently, you will pay her. I don't care about the phone because this was a little tit-for-tat nonsense. I ain't getting into that. But that $1,300 you do owe. $1,300 in favor of Mrs. Harris. It is so ordered.
In my defense, I probably drank too much, but if you had to deal with the constant nagging, the blowing of all the money that I work hard for, and just the constant just yapping in your ear, you would want to drink every day too.
After 8 years and 2 children, it's definitely devastating to lose a relationship, but I feel like Judge Toler said, at this point, it's time to move on and cut my losses, to be honest with you, because this is obviously not going anywhere.
Today on Divorce Court.
Taquan and I are having a baby. I do not understand why Taquan would reach out to another woman.
I feel the need to flirt because I don't want to feel like a caged animal with talking to nobody.
Taquan is a sexist.
My mom always did most of the things for her man, so I believe Tanasia should do the same.
I want the judge to give us guidance in our relationship to see if we have a chance to fix it, and also to make sure that he wants to be in the relationship, especially before the baby comes.
If we don't stay together, we'd be the best co-parents ever.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Tanasia Harris and Taquan Swaby. The two of you have been dating for 14 months. You're 6 months pregnant with his child, and you're here on a before your vows. You want to get married, but you're concerned as to whether or not it's the appropriate thing to do. So you came to me, you filled out my compatibility test. I read it, passed out. Joe put some water on it, got back up, then I came out here to see you. You gave me your marriage license with permission to tear it up should I think your union is ill-advised. Ms. Harris, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here today?
Okay. Taquan and I met at work. At first, when I first met him, I didn't really like him. He was the new guy, very arrogant, stuck up. Technically, nobody liked him at the job because of his attitude. So I actually got to know him on our way commuting home. I met him knowing him outside of work, learned more about him. I still didn't want to date him because we were at work. But once he told me that he was transferring jobs, I decided for us to start dating. He was open that he was in a previous relationship before, and I told him I was dealing with someone as well, but it wasn't working out. So for reinsurance, we were in the car, and he contacted the female he was dealing with. On speakerphone, he told the female, he had to end it. He met someone that he wanted to, deal with on a different level. She started crying, begging, please, why? And he was explaining to her that, he met someone new. She was crying, yelling. He hung up the phone. We continued the commute. She kept calling. I did feel a little bad, so I told him to answer the phone. She was basically saying, what could she do to make things better? She could change. And we ended it from there.
That hurt me. And I'm over here. Mr. Swaby, I take it that's an accurate recitation of that event.
Yeah, it is. Actually, this female, she just doesn't want to stop. I mean, she will call me nonstop 900 times throughout a day. It's ridiculous.
You said in your paperwork that this particular woman who keeps calling has a lot of disposable income, and as a function thereof will pay you $200 to $300 to speak to her, and that you take that $200 to $300.
Yep.
Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So that's why she keeps calling. I'm just telling you, you can't act annoyed if you're taking money from her to see her. That's the price of admission.
Being a man, and of course, I want to be the man and run and have money. I have bills to pay. I have 2 other daughters I have to take care of. So
being a man, don't take money from a woman. Being a man, you go out and make your own.
I mean, but it's free money. It's free money. It's been a point in time, like around my birthday, me and her went to Atlantic City. You know, one of the best 2 days of my life, but it ended crazy. I mean,
what happened?
She kept calling. Me and her's intoxicated. We about to, do the nasty. But yeah, it was cut short. I didn't get a chance to fully enjoy my birthday. So within that week, we went home. Of course, the ride home 3-4 hours was horrible. I mean, it was nag all throughout, and it was crazy. So within that same week, I still wanted to, get down, and she contacted me.
You don't have to move every time you refer to sex. You can just kind of stand there.
So she contacted me and 900 times again, and I gave in. One of the times I picked up the phone, and she kind of explained to me she just wanted to tell me happy birthday and all this stuff, and she wanted me to come keep her company. And in return, she would give me $400. Like I said, I have bills, I have 2 kids to take care of. That's free money just to come hang out. Why not?
It's not free money. It costs you 900 phone calls a day. That's how much it costs you that vacation to Atlantic City. It's not free. There's no such thing as free. You got me?
I got you.
Were you aware that he was taking money from this woman in order to continue contact?
If I was aware that he was taking money from her, I would have never even continued. It was further brought to my attention when she sent me pictures of them in the hotel room.
You didn't leave him, though. That's the part right there. What did he say? How did he convince you to stay?
So what happened was I brought it to his attention because I asked him, did you have sex with the girl? He lied. He said no. And what I did was I just continued to badger him because I had the pictures. I was waiting to see if he would admit it. So I showed him the pictures.
Yeah.
And then he started to admit it. And he told me about the money situation, and I did the same thing you did. Get your money yourself. Why do you have to belittle yourself to have sexual contact? That's still opening the door for her.
Yeah. You didn't do the same thing I did. Now, see, had I been you, I wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered, because he would have been in my rearview mirror. I don't know. Can you explain to me why you fight so hard to find the facts? The facts tell you that he's not true, and you stay anyway. Explain that.
I don't know. I thought, it was
I mean, if you're gonna play a fool, why no? True. You know what I mean? Why you keep looking? If it's not gonna do anything, it's not gonna prompt you to leave. What you looking for?
True.
I mean, I believe I'm irresistible. Females take a liking to me. What can I say? But after the pictures were sent, she seen the pictures. Yes, she did. The reason it was sent, to my knowledge, was because she started to get mad at me because I wasn't interacting with her how she wanted me to. And so after she gave me this money, she thought it was just going to be, oh, okay, I'm going to come back and we're going to... No, I still was doing the same thing because I still wanted to be with her. I love her dearly, And then things started to get crazy after the pictures. I mean, it just started to get absolutely insane to where living in a household with her just became... just coexisting with each other.
Because she was angry all the time.
Yeah, yep. she was angry. She was very much angry.
So I want to talk about that anger because at some point that anger took the form of you reaching out to an ex.
Her phone blows up.
Right.
My antennas go off. Like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Who's hitting you? Who?
But he has no problem with females calling his phone at 4 in the morning.
I'm reading what's going on. It was more flirting and how she loves. She even wrote, I love you to him. He writes, the baby should have been his.
So tell me about reaching out to that ex. Why and what happened?
So, of course, I was upset that I found out Taquan was dealing with the ex. So I reached out to a guy that I was dealing with via text message. Just basically nothing sexual, anything. We didn't meet up. It was via text message, asked him how's he doing, and everything like that.
Tanisha, don't lie. It was more than...
What do you think happened?
Now, it's totally dark in our apartment. We're laying there. I'm up, you know. Her phone glows up.
Right.
My antennas go off. Like, what's your phone? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Who's hitting
calling?
you? Who?
But he has no
can it
problem with
be?
females calling his phone at 4 in the morning.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Suave. Go ahead.
So 2 o'clock in the morning, it's 2 o'clock, and then I look up the phone. She didn't know I had her password, so I kindly put it in, and I'm reading what's going on. You know, it was more flirting and how she even wrote, "I love you" to him.
No.
And that completely took me off. On top of that, then he writes, because she is pregnant, he writes, this recently just happened, he writes, the baby should have been his. Now,
I can't control what someone texts me, and if you've seen the messages, I told him to stop. Don't say anything like that.
No, that's wrong. Her response to that, after he wrote that, was LOL, laughing out loud. Meaning she was laughing at the situation and didn't really nip it in the butt.
The reason why I wrote that, because I didn't want to be too mean, so I just was like, LOL.
But I understand that you talked to him. Did you not, man to man?
Man to man.
How did that conversation go?
Where I come from, we handle things man to man, you know?
Right.
So, yes, I spoke to him man to man, and I explained to him, listen, y'all two don't have no ties together. Not like you have a child or y'all live close, y'all see each other, no. So there's no reason y'all have any communication whatsoever. And he was like, yeah, but there is no but, just don't talk to her.
How can he say something when he's the one still speaking to his ex?
Let's ask him about that.
Yes.
See,
there's a double standard there, yes?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Do you stand by that as a principle that there should be a double standard? Because that may be your belief system.
Yes, that's it. That is my belief system. Growing up in a home, I believe a female is not supposed to do certain things and supposed to do certain things. Now, in that particular situation, I'm a male. You know, we don't take our feelings into stuff that happen, like cheating or something, flirting or stuff that happened. Females, y'all put y'all love into it, y'all feelings. So them texts wasn't sent just to send a text. It was sent with love into it. That's why she wrote, "I love you." And I saw the passion behind it. Yeah, it's just a text, but I saw the passion, and it hurt me. I have feelings too.
How can he say that when, lastly, a couple months ago, if I wasn't mistaken, wasn't there another female that you reached out to?
Yeah, you did mention that in here, Mr. Swabby. Can you tell us what happened with this other young lady?
I did it solely because at home, it's like she doesn't to my needs. So I feel like I have to go out and find it.
What needs is she not fulfilling?
For one, she doesn't cook. 2, I get no oral sex. I love oral sex.
Your Honor,
I love it.
In the beginning of our relationship, I disclosed to him that I wasn't into that. So he had the opportunity
But she
to turn
did it
around.
once when I kissed up to her, when I kiss up to her, she'll eventually, you know, gotta kiss her with the roses. And she'll eventually, you know.
I understand completely. Do you two live together?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the compatibility test because I passed out about that, and then I'm gonna say what I got to say. I asked him to list 5 things he didn't like about his intended. Not a cooker, not sexual, simple-minded, and she loves attention. Marriage is forever. He thinks you simple-minded, and he don't want to give you no attention.
Can a relationship survive if sexual needs aren't met? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I went through your compatibility test, and it, pretty much showed up who you are and what you are. But I got a whole bunch of stars and flags. And if I could really draw, I would draw a picture of a woman passed out on the floor next to what he wrote. I asked him to list 5 things he didn't like about his intended. You want to know what he said?
Please tell me.
Not a cooker. We know that. Not sexual. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Simple-minded. doesn't perform oral sex, same thing twice. So we know what he's interested
So what does that tell you?
we know who he is. And she loves attention. Marriage is forever. Marriage is, I'm bringing a man into my life, into my heart, into my home, and he's going to give me what I need. He thinks you simple-minded, and he don't want to give you no attention. Red flags, stars, lightning, boom. That said, that wasn't the deepest thing I saw. I asked the question, is there anything your intended spouse should know before you get married that they don't already know about you? And you want to know what he said? What? I love to have sex with new females. The operative word is new. You are no longer new, nor will you ever be new again. He's telling you he can't be faithful to you. He's telling you that. This is what he believes. He's not remorseful. He doesn't think he's wrong. He thinks he's entitled. And until you change your comfort level about your sexuality, it won't change. That's one thing. You can always do that, but you could never be new again.
Every dog has his day. I'm gonna change one day. She gotta accept it.
Hallelujah. Did you hear him? Yep. Every dog has his day. There's gonna be a new one. You've got to accept it. He's coming here straight up, clean, correct, and honest. You gotta be woman enough to say, that's not enough for me. You gotta be woman enough to say, I'm not gonna do that. Mr. Swaby, you're having a baby with her. I don't know if it's a girl or if it's a boy.
It's a boy. My first boy. I love it. As I told her, I want the whole family picture, you know, the white picket fence with the big dog running around playing with my son, you know.
But you don't want to be a faithful husband.
No, I actually do, but she doesn't want to do the things that I need to be done.
That has nothing to do with new. See, he's backing up off of his position. He was a man for a minute there, but he's backing off of his position. He's trying to talk around what I just told you. He's trying to talk around what he told me 3-4 times in this piece of paper. Now you know. Now you know who he is. The question is, what are you gonna do about it?
Could you marry someone who you knew liked to cheat? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
So what do you have to say, Ms. Harris?
I mean, I have asked him, you know, do you want a relationship based? And he will always say yes. And I said, well, your actions don't lead up to what you're telling me. But based on what he's saying, we can't fix it. I told him from the beginning what I wasn't going to do sexually. And if he can't understand that, then the best thing for us to do is just co-parent.
Yeah. You do know he has 2 children with 2 other women.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a pattern for him. This is a pattern. He gets a woman, he gets involved, she gets pregnant, he stays connected, and he keeps moving. This is what he does. This is who he is. Now, when he leaves here today, he's going to tell you it ain't like that. He's going to sell you the picture of the picket fence. He's going to tell you he can be a right guy. He's going to tell you all that, but ain't none of it true.
I got the gift of gab, Yana. I got the gift of gab.
And he thinks it's funny. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He thinks your heart breaking is funny, because I know your heart's breaking. I can feel it from here. He don't feel nothing. And he thinks it's humorous. Mr. Swaby, if history is any teacher, you are going to go from pillar to post knocking up girls who don't know any better. You're going to have a whole sea of kids out there that you're not really taking care of because you got too many to take care of. And you're going to stand around and you're going to call yourself a man and you're going to feel like a man. But let me tell you something. You're a boy with a bad idea. You're a boy with an image of what it is to be a man, but you'll never get there. A man denies himself what he wants and what he needs, so he takes care of what he has to do. He worries about his people, his life, his family, his culture, his race. He worries about all of that. And he takes care of all of that before he takes care of himself. Boys cannot do that. You are a boy, you will remain a boy until you decide to do those things that men do, which is care for others more than you care for yourself. Move on, walk on, run, you know, whatever. I get your marriage certificate, you know, I'm gonna burn it up, all of that. All of that. I know you're gonna go back to him. I know it.
No.
I know it. Prove me wrong. I'm gonna have him call you. Prove me wrong.
Love is
he
love,
ain't
Your
gonna
Honor.
change. You with me?
Yes.
This matter is adjourned.
The judge thinks I'm gonna stay. I'm definitely gonna prove her wrong. Based on everything that was said, there's no way I could stay, baby or not.
I mean, I had the gift of gab, so I do believe I could convince her to take back this relationship. But if not, then I just got to go separate ways, and I'll be the best co-parents ever.